Standing live. Double checking, make sure audio is working. If you guys can make some noise.
Mala, mala, mala.
Hello.
That is definitely working. Awesome. I just heard buzzing. That was fun.
Even
Welcome,
the motorcycles
Wanderers.
are here.
Welcome, Wanderers, to Records of the Realms. This is Darkness Arc, and these are our currently indeterminate named group. We will get to that eventually. I'm very excited. Currently in process, I think Jurassic Dark was the...
Jurassic Park would be an all dogs campaign.
Yeah, that would be if we were dog people, okay?
My brain just went back to Futurama. This is the second time I've referenced Futurama in a game today. Cool. Did that. We're going to get a quick round of intros in, and then we'll do a brief recap. I don't know if anyone's doing notes enough to do recaps, or I should just be doing that myself. We'll figure that out in a few moments. I forgot to ask about that beforehand. But before we get into that, I just want to let you know, 1, Happy Pride Month. 2, instead of doing any specific Pride support, but you can always go and grab some cool queer gear on our merch site if you decide to. We are doing a charity run for PCRF for the entire month. We're trying to get up to $500. Every $25 at the very least, there will be a reward for the players / punishment for me, the DM. And then also if we reach 120, every time we reach $125, there's going to be a merch giveaway. So, come check that out. The merch giveaway will be on the Discord, so you have to kind of come over there afterwards, but if you want to come get it. But please, if you aren't donating through us, please find a way to donate or help with the PCRF. We are trying to just, help those who are in need right now. And we appreciate any way that you can do your own thing or do a thing with us to help. Nice and clean. That was perfect. One take. And now we are going to just do a quick round of intros. And I start. Have I mentioned this is my third game in 24 hours? Hi, y'all. I'm Vinny or Vander from Vander.Vision. I do cosplay photography and videography, and I also make TTRPG content. I'm talking really well today. And you'll find me here most of the time. I don't use my other channel at all ever anymore. Last time, did we start at the top? I think that was the way we did it.
We did Jay, Jocelyn.
Cool. And we'll probably try to keep with that, and hopefully people will remember our orders. So, Jay, if you don't mind going first.
All right. Okay. Hi, everyone. My name's Jay. My pronouns are they, them. You can find me on Instagram at JTheGayCosplays. And I do a lot of cosplay from Critical Role. I'm hoping to expand more. I would really love to do Dungeon Meshi. That's one of my favorite animes right now. So anyway, I'm just always happy to be here, and I can't wait to see what happens tonight.
All right. If we can pop over to Jocelyn.
Hi, I'm Jocelyn. I use they, she pronouns, and happy Pride, everyone. I am also a forever GM. However, this month I'm not GMing at all at threat of death from several people in this group. But you can find me on Coffee, Twitch, and TikTok at the Tipsy Tiger doing OC storytelling content, singing, acting, and TTRPG content. And super stoked to see what happens with this two-headed dragon.
Woo! Over to Lark.
Hi, I'm Lark. You can find me Exalted Lark on mostly everything. And I play Kelliat, the Drunken Fist Monk, and I am anxious to be here because there's a dragon.
Appropriate. Tossing it over to Joe.
What's up, geeks? I'm Joe from New Age Geeks. You can find all my personal at New Age Cosplay, where I do some cosplay stuff. I'm playing Malkith, the Fire Ganassi Grave Cleric tonight, and that's all I got. Short and sweet.
Hell yeah. Tossing it down to Jonas.
Hey, everybody. Jonas or Techfrost. You can find all my social medias over pretty much just at Techfrost or Real Techfrost. I'm doing this backwards. Do not judge me. I'm sorry. I do everything from voice acting to animation or just 3D modeling and things like that. I also stream over here on Twitch. Today I am playing Balmore and Ruff, Rogue Fractimas. They are ready to roar. back at this dragon, and hopefully don't get eaten by separate heads.
Would the same head be okay?
Don't say stuff like that. Don't.
Well, that's not what you asked. So,
Don't
sorry, I just
say
wanted to double
Don't say
check.
stuff like that.
Crisella.
Hey guys, I'm Crisella. My pronouns are she, her. Happy Pride, guys. You can find me on most socials at Crisella or Crisella Creations. I'm a full-time content creator and Twitch streamer, so I do have my own channel. I'm really channeling my exhausted mom energy tonight, and I'm going to be playing your new favorite Tiefling Fiend Warlock, Aranea. I'm really excited for tonight's session, though.
Hell yeah. So we're going to pop right back into it. And before we do, does anyone take notes and feels like they can do a solid recap? Or should I just go over bullet points that I remember, which might not be as succinct?
I mean, I know.
Stella took some notes, I
I
think.
have
Yeah.
notes.
And I also took notes, so.
Yeah, I took notes as well, so
I mean, it doesn't have
whatever
to be
works.
the person who does take notes. I'm just wondering if anyone feels like good about just getting all that down.
All right, here's what you missed last time when you were here. All right, so we all met all of our fun and little adventurers, or not quite adventurers yet. We all had our little vignettes where we sort of introduced you to each one of us. All of us were given the task to go to Tabitha's bar, the Maller's Folly. She was not there because it was her birthday and she wanted to be somewhere else. I don't appreciate the shaking of your head because you know something I don't.
Tech knows where she was from a different session, but we don't have to talk about that.
Exactly. So we partied. I don't know if they're like a will they won't they thing or just like an actual like they hate each other thing. But Perry gave 8 passes to the enthronement, which is the passing of power down to the next generation of the people who run the city. We burned one of them for whatever reason, and then all the rest of us took the rest of them, and we went off. And life was great. Ruff decided to make a new friend. That friend being, was it Princess?
Thom, I believe, right?
Thom.
Mm-hmm.
And we found out that people that we had talked to earlier that day was Alexandria, the person getting enthroned today. Which we're gonna have words if we survive with this. But you know, the enthronement starts to go perfectly smoothly. It's going great. Then a 2-headed Megafaunaforged dragon shows up at the city wall and is yelling at us. And that is where we find ourselves now.
Yeah, good summary. That kind of get all of it covered. Before we hop into that situation, we're going to hop back a little bit. First and foremost, I did miss a person last time, so we're going to catch them on the unawares this round. Malkith, as you are finding your way through the sorry, as you are finding your way back through the city, going to meet up with your friends, though you don't know that, at Maller's Folly to drop off some stuff. You find why are you being slow? I don't pay
Because
this
you're doing
much.
a flashback and your computer's confused.
Yeah, apparently. You pay this much money. You hope it works at a decent speed. You find yourself. Why? Why are you being mean? Why? Oh, first, while I'm struggling with whatever this is, can we get a full description of Malkith? I don't think we got to get one last time, and I'd like to make sure we get it this round.
Sure. So Malkith is this like ashen skinned fire ganassi. He's got these cracks that kind of cross across his entire body that look like lava just kind of flowing underneath his skin. His eyes kind of glow with these like coal-like embers. He's got like long, semi-long blackish hair that kind of covers down across his eyes a little bit, concealing a little bit of his upper face. He's got like this red tattered cloak that covers the top of his head and his shoulders. This intricate dark steel mask that kind of smokes a little bit with this smell of like perfume or some pleasant, like incense smells coming from it. Black shirt and I think black pants is what I have originally. And then he wears this like slate gray steel armor that has all these various incense ports essentially on it that kind of burn with the smell of incense. And now he has this collapsible scythe that he keeps attached to one side of his belt and a sickle on the other side.
Hell yeah. As you are making your way back through the city to head off to your next location, you are kind of, I was going to say accosted, but I think that is a very different thing. You are blocked in your path by someone shrouded in a couple cloaks, also wearing a mask, not like yours, but also wearing a mask in the sense that they're just covering the lower part of their face, making like a breathing apparatus of some sort. They seem to be a drow with long gold hair, and they are shuffling cards, longer than average cards, and they're like, "Would you be interested in a fortune today, my good individual?"
I just want to be like, no.
You can. It'd be funny as
End
shit,
of
man.
scene.
I'm totally okay
End
with
of
that.
scene.
But wait,
Like, I'm good.
wait, I was going to send a foreshadowing.
There's gonna be improv.
Yeah, you can say no. It'll just be just as funny both ways, honestly.
No. I'll play in. I suppose we'll just put the big box down.
Karen,
A little busy, but
Oh, sorry. Well, I mean, we can get this pretty quickly done. It's very simple. Just go ahead and draw a card, and you see cards are fanned out in front of you. She says to draw one, and you can go ahead and roll a d20, or just randomly, roll a d20. That'll be a better way to go.
all right. 18.
Nice.
As you draw a card, and you get a quick look at them as they're being churned through her hands. She seems to be pretty good at doing the very presentational shuffling. Every once in a while, you see your like griffin, some creatures of legend of various types. So you see like a mermaid pop by, and a few other different creatures. And the one that you drew is a death dog, aptly named. It is a dog that is from the Underdark, that is a blackened bodied, very large beast with two heads. And she's like, "It's an unfortunate draw. It is not the most pleasant of the possibilities. But the nice thing is the two heads do means that there are two potential paths, two heads are always better than one in almost any scenario that I can think of."
Mm-hmm.
I've heard that. I've heard every creature that you come across with two heads is just the best creatures that you can find because there's
Usually,
so.
the more you
numbers.
get, the better it gets. Honestly, in most situations, as far as I can tell. But just sorry for the bad fortune. But I mean, you said you were on your way, and I don't want to keep you long. But you know what? Keep that card. I'm sure there's some good luck in there. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Shuffles them up and walks away. There, you get Lexi. You get to talk to the augur for a quick moment. Cool. As we come back to the present, the dual roaring happening at, again, a mile or two away, all the way at the southern tip, even farther than the southern tip of Mesetopolis itself. You guys on the top of the stairs all hear that roar and watch as the thing begins to take a little bit of flight, but starts a galloping run towards the city.
Just quick check.
Go for
Is
it.
the royal family about this?
That's
or
what
are
I
they
was
like-
about to ask. Yeah. How is the royal family reacting?
Alex, who got up from the seat, looks curious. She's like, "Oh, did I get a new thing? Because that's cool." And looks back to her parents, who don't share the same enthusiastic expression.
No.
They both look.
I was gonna ask if
very
this was
confused.
part of the enthronement, but it does not seem like this is part of the enthronement.
Well, no, unless I got. Well, neither of them are smiling. Mom, Dad.
Kelliat looks to the archer guy that was one of the security dudes that was not about us being up there, and it's like, where do you? There must be not what is the word I'm looking for? Not a barracks,
Like a
a
bunker.
vault, a bunker. Yeah.
Safe room.
There has to be some sort of safe room we could put these guys.
Who's these guys? Who are you pointing to?
The royal family. Like, do you have a place to put them? Like, safe room, something? Hello?
Yep, sorry, 1 second. Multiple things happening.
I feel like you and I, Kelliat, are universally just doing this. Plan? Do we have a plan?
Security measures.
I don't want a plan. Someone else, like, the royal family should have a plan.
Right, we're
I
just
don't wanna
wondering
do that.
what the plan is.
Tell me.
Is
Like,
there a
Ruff is-
contingency plan for
He's about to
two-headed
pick
robot
up
dragon?
Alexandria and to start walking.
Are you
Ruff
gonna
is
do
just
that?
tapping your throat, is just tapping your throat and looking at Balmore, and Balmore's like, oh god, okay, I get it. You're gonna do the roar, aren't you?
Do the roar.
Do it.
I think we also weren't able to get this last time either because we were doing some trickery stuff. Could you give us a description of Balmore and Ruff?
Okay. Balmore is the smaller of the two. It's a dark blue kinku. Normally dressed in a like kind of like a rogue's getup, so like the regular shoulder and hooded robe. Regular black t-shirt, dark black, midnight black t-shirt, blue pants, and strap over the front of the shirt with 2 knives in, and Ruff would be the taller of the two, with autumn red feathers, shorter beak that's also like a dark red, padded shoulder pads, purple rogue hood and cape.
Gotcha. As you guys begin talking and being like gesturing at like the archer and stuff, you hear the queen speak up and say, or Alva speak to the archer and say, Shiner, can you get Thom down below? Rhea, this is you. This is whatever this is that you got to attempt now to do it. And you see the mom trying to be supportive of Alex in this moment, who's like, wait, no, you're serious? But immediately the father grabs little Thom, who's like, but I wanted to see the dragon, and like is immediately going to like one of the open area doorways to start bringing her down. The archer stays, but talks to one of the other 2 that were there, the one that had a lot of the weapons around them, and is like, you go, I'm gonna keep an eye out here. So you see that they are moving. One thing that those of you who have been here for a while know is that Mesetopolis doesn't really have a standing army of any sort. Like, there are guards and city guards and royal guards, but like with this omni shield that they apparently have, there's not a lot of call for like needing to defend in many aspects. Also, not a lot of people are going down to the Underdark for a fight. So there's a bit of a scrambling, and you can hear a lot of people down below reacting accordingly to this exact thing that's going on.
I'm gonna book it. Kelliat, did you pick up Alexandria? Is that something that actually happened?
No, no, he was gonna get ready to do that if it called for that, but the queen has looked to Alexandria and is like, oh, this is on you now?
Yeah.
Is that what just happened?
Basically, yeah, she was just, they were just handed the power to literally do the one thing that could stop things.
What? You said that there were people from the monastery in the crowd. What are they doing?
Down below, I mean, depends on who they are. Some of them are just kind of like still looking up, like waiting for the presentation to go on. You can assume those are a couple actually drunken monks. There are other ones that are currently trying to crowd control a little bit, because we can, it's fine, we can just get out of the way. It's coming this way, so run, and like trying to force them like east or west, or like into any spot that's not the direct direction that the dragon is going.
Right. Highness, can you do something about this?
Yeah.
Or are we running?
Oh, no, gonna give it a shot. And she goes and sits back in the seat. Very, very not excited in this moment. What are the rest of you guys doing? Let's start up top. Nymtheria, what are you up to?
Sorry, all of a sudden the closed captions is not working for me at the moment, so I do deeply apologize for that. I'm trying to get it back up and running. Character, just want to let everyone know. I am panicking. Nymtheria is not sure what to do. She's looking around and seeing these people that she met literally not only like 24 hours ago, and is kind of looking for someone who's taking the lead. She kind of glances over at Balmor and Ruff, and she's like, she points at Ruff, and she's like, "Can't you do that same noise? Are we gonna try and yell back? Because I think that might be a good idea." Anyone else have anything else?
Ruff will kind of look at you and give you what you can see as a smile from the side of her beak. And just like look up, and you just see, similar to when she was trying to make the firecracker sound, she just opens her mouth and lets out the best mimic of that roar that she can give. And Balmor just shakes his head, kind of like whatever, and then does the same, opens his mouth and does the same roar.
You guys begin to release this roar after Nymtheria is like trying to give some encouragement. Be like, yeah, this is a good plan. Let's give it a shot. Phelan, Kelliat, Malekith.
I think what I'm doing at this moment is you see a visible. This is the first time that everyone except for Aranea has seen this. Aranea, you recognize what's happening right now. All of a sudden, Phelan takes on a very different pose. She's usually usually very withheld. They're very awkward. But all of a sudden, you see they reach to their back, they knock an arrow, and they look like a freaking statue of Artemis. And they just look at Alexandria and in a much different voice go, "At your command, Your Highness."
Kelliat?
He's gonna just wait to see
This does hurt to hold after a while.
it does.
Oh God.
So she's in the chair. She's gonna try to do something about this. But people are being like funneled out of the area.
Yeah, I mean, it's slow. This thing is gigantic, so its moving speed is a lot greater than mobs trying to squeeze through tight locations, but like it's happening.
Yeah. He will and we're like pretty high up considering, right? Because we're at the top of like this dais.
Yeah, you're 50 to 60 feet up.
Cool. So he will just sort of ready himself, and he's like, "I can't believe we're doing this today. I had other stuff I wanted to do today. Okay, fine." But like he's like being like very like blasé, like, "Oh, come on." But like he is ready the moment that this doesn't work, whatever she's doing, to pick her up and run with her somewhere else.
That's super fair. All right.
Yeah. Definitely fire, arrow, and run is basically the plan if this chair thing doesn't work.
Not a bad plan. Malekith, how about you? And then we go back to Aranea.
I have fucking no idea. The dragon's moving away from us?
It's going straight towards you guys.
Oh, straight towards us. I misunderstood that. All right. I guess I'll
only wish it was going the other way.
It's like, that's weird. It's going over there.
Hi, buddy.
I've been sick for 3 days, guys. I'm not feeling good.
Stop it. Oh my God.
I'm gonna just pull the scythe off my belt and just like flick it and have it start unraveling, and like as it twirls, kick the back of it with my heel and like flip it into my arm.
All right.
Rad as hell.
And then how far away is the creature from us?
It's gonna give you basically 20 seconds. So it's 3 rounds at its speed. So it's a few hundred feet away. It's a couple hundred feet away.
Would you say 120 feet away?
I would say farther than that, unfortunately.
Okay.
Sorry, guys.
All right, I'll just wait there then.
I will say that you will know it's when it's 120 feet away because it'll be in the inner ring of the heart loom. So you'll know when it's there. Aranea?
I think Erne at this point would just go up to Alex. First of all, you're not allowed to die. You still owe us dinner.
Yeah.
What can we do to help you?
Well, this thing's just supposed to activate to like my body, like willing it to go up, and like you see her like twitch for a moment, and you watch like all of the berries like partially raise for a second. So like I'm gonna just like raise it up, I guess.
Does Alex seem nervous?
Yeah.
Okay. Aranea just like steps in front of Alex. Just how tall is Alex?
Currently sitting down, pretty short in general, in the chair.
Okay, so probably like level with Aranea. Aranea is not very tall.
Pretty close. Yep.
Aranea just reaches out a hand and just sets it on Alex's shoulder and like just looks Alex dead in the face. Take a breath. Don't panic. You can do this. You've had your whole life to prepare for this. You'll be fine. Just do what you were meant to do.
Roll me a persuasion check. Or deception if you're lying to her.
I would never.
First roll of the night.
It's a 9.
Total?
Total. I rolled a 2.
Oh no.
Ow. So this is not necessarily a thing you need to spend here, but I will announce to the group that because of what we've gotten so far in our charity donations, we do have 3 advantages that you guys can use. You also have 2 disadvantages you guys can make me roll at some point as well. So if those are things that you wish to use, you can. I just want to inform you. You don't have
Might
to
be
use
worth
it
an advantage on a pep talk.
Look.
I was gonna say, am I also allowed to quickly cast guidance?
Yeah, I'll definitely allow guidance in this moment.
All right.
Are you going to give it to Balmore Ruff for their performance, or are you going to give it to Alex for her, or to Aranea for the pep talk?
So I'm like, so Nim is noticing like both of these things happening at once, and she's kind of like, I feel like defensively things are a little bit more important. So I am going to cast guidance on Alex.
Cool.
I'll do guidance on Ruffin and Balmore.
Heck yeah. There was a +2 used for your roll, Aranea, so you're actually already at 11. But if you want to also roll that D4, go ahead.
+1. I would like to use the advantage, please.
Okay. Go ahead and roll again then.
Okay, so it's a 12 this time.
+2 brings it to 14, and then your guidance was a +1.
Yes.
All right, so that's +3, so 15. With a 15, you watch her kind of close their eyes for a few moments. Like, yep, so easy. This is so easy. We practiced this. It's just like any other day besides the dragon. And just like super unpep talking herself to your pep talk.
Is she like still freaking out?
It's a little calmer. It's like she's directing it a bit now. She's just like, of course this would fucking happen. Like it's very much like like a directed annoyance, but like it's definitely like a little rough for sure.
Well, Ruff's not that small.
Just for like added, like I can tell that Alex is still very very freaking out about this. I'm gonna go ahead and like take her by both shoulders and just like shake her, and just be like, "You have people depending on you. You cannot freak out right now. This is not the time."
Right, got it. And like that extra little shake, you watch as over where you guys are, an orb begins to form, a dome of this golden light. Actually, no, for this area it is blue. I think it's blue for this area, as a whole dome of force encompasses you guys. And then a second one that is set up also, instead of being a dome, is a cylinder. It actually goes straight up to the ceiling of this cavern. Similarly to that, there are 2 more separate districts that have their own barriers. So in total, like maybe 40% of the city gets covered. It's not the entire city, but a lot of the central mass of it does get covered in this moment. So you guys watch as a couple of these protective barriers form around you guys, and then in the distance farther ahead, especially as the dragon is just charging through, also have these barriers appear straight up that have more of a golden tint to them.
Your Highness, do you need to be on this chair to keep this up?
Mm-hmm.
Shit. Okay,
Yeah, no. So you can see the entire city and make sure and direct things and see how things go. Also, it's connected to the ores, literally like lines of ore and magic that go straight to where the power sources are. It was a weird design choice. I didn't do it.
I think I just looked at
You're
the
doing
group and I go,
great.
What? So, there's really no point in us staying here, is there?
It's up to you guys. I would like to not be alone up here, and you watch Shiner just be like, oh, I'll stay if they want to go somewhere else. Okay.
I think with that, I'll just walk over to her and cast Shield of Faith on her.
Ooh, what does that look like for you? What is like the emblem or like the aura that you give her in this moment?
So as he casts, you see like the veins on his arm and all the cracks across him like pulse with energy into his hand as like the fire just kind of moves down there, and all the vents along his armor like smoke a little bit more in that moment. And as the shield kind of covers across her, it's this dark purple energy that looks almost evil and necrotic in its imagery, as it kind of just seeps into her like this ichor that kind of descends into her body.
You watch as the other archer just kind of twitches for a moment, seeing what you're doing, and looks to you for confirmation that what you just did was a good thing and not a bad thing. Roll a persuasion check.
I'm helping.
Persuasion, thumbs up.
This scary looking guy in a gas mask.
Yeah,
and
all
a
of
hood
us
with a
are
knife
like,
is like,
no, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay, so persuasion, that's a +0 for a whopping 2.
Excellent. Phelan, you know archers. You know how quick they can be in the moment. You are one of the few people whose eyes are quick enough to watch an arrow get drawn and slowly get pulled back. You're able to watch this in a very slower motion compared to most of the others
Not
here.
a threat. Not a threat.
As it just gets pulled and pointed straight at Malkith.
Not a threat. Not a threat. I
What?
can attest. Not a threat.
What did you do to my ward?
What did you do?
I cast a protection spell.
Okay, cast a protection spell. We're good. It looks a little. I'm gonna say this in the nicest way possible. It looks a little gross, but it's good. I promise you, it's good.
Rhea's like, I'm fine. I'm fine. Whatever he did was fine.
I'm helping.
maybe we don't break Lady Highness's whatever. I do don't know. What is your whatever? Don't break her concentration.
Your choice. Al, Lex, Ali, Zan, Durs, Lexi, any of the following. Whatever the hell you want. Whatever gets me out of this.
Phelan, how old is the princess, by the way? Is she like a teenager or a grown adult?
Like 21, 22.
Oh, young. Okay. You got this. And I think at this point, I kind of gesture to the group, like I gesture at Balmore and Ruff. Are y'all still roaring at this point?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah,
While you're roaring,
we're
I'm just
still
like,
roaring.
Come here.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to gather and I go, what do we do? I feel
What-
like staying here, as helpful as it would be, not really helpful.
To understand, while this is happening, you watch as this large mechanical Megafaunaforged dragon, the first two shields that are pretty close to each other, it rams into, and it does get knocked back for a moment, and then it growls, and you watch one mouth open, and it begins sucking inwards, and as that happens, you watch lights begin to glow upon it, all about purpley-ish energy as well, and watch the other dragon head immediately wipe a line across the ground right in front of the barrier, which doesn't destroy the barrier, but does hurt a lot of other things involved. And it immediately takes flight, losing the momentum that it was trying to build going straight forward, and is now beginning to encircle parts of the city to get a better vantage point for whatever it's trying to do.
Can this thing even hear the roar that we're doing, or are we just roaring just to roar?
You're roaring just to roar, I think. It probably heard you before the barriers went up, but once the barriers went up, it's...
Fair. So yeah, we would stop roar. We would immediately stop roaring, or Balmor would stop roaring, and he would walk over to Alex, and just say, "Well, is there anything that can get through that barrier? Have you ever seen the barrier fall?"
I mean, I'm very new to this, so I can concentrate on it for a little bit, but I can't hold it for a long time. Like, I got a few minutes on this, maybe. There's underground areas that connect between some of the boroughs, but that's besides those, not really.
Okay.
Is the queen still here?
Yes.
Not Alex, the other one.
Yeah, Alva.
Yeah. Is this a "it's better to live to fight another day" kind of thing?
She is currently talking to her main advisor and also like 3 others right now, currently trying to figure out what to have happen for all the people that are, 1, not protected by the barrier, and 2, in barriers that are going to eventually fall.
And so the barrier is just around the center circle area, so like
there's one
my house, like my monastery is not protected by that.
There is a secondary one. I did not draw this out, so that was actually my B. Let me get to the map real quick. Parts of Grace Tides, where you guys have a lot of your stuff reside, is protected. Not all of it, but quite a bit of it. There is also one around Arkan Keep, which is where all the rich royals are. And then there is another large one that is around specifically the lush farmland area where all the food grows. So those seem to be the ones that currently have the additional barriers that are up right now.
Reed side?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so like the south
of a thing I made. I'm so happy.
Yeah, so the southeast part is like kind of protected.
Yeah. You can see the dots. They're a little hard to see, but if you see things that are fully colored dots that are around the border of the islands, those are the things that connect and turn into barriers.
Okay. So it's in... I can't read that word. Nonscrush? Not Nonsrush?
Nonsrush, yep.
That's where the dragon is at right now?
Yeah, just got like hit into the wall and now is like flying up and circling around eastward.
Okay.
But yeah, Alex looks like, yeah, I got this for a few minutes, but I haven't had to hold this long term. I've done a couple test runs. This is like really new. You guys just saw me learn how to do it.
Right, and you no warning, no instance of this happening before.
A dragon? Not as long as I've been alive.
Fair. I've been here for 2 months, just didn't know if it was a thing.
No. We got those, and points down to like the rat Megafaunaforged. Like, those are what we have. They're nice.
Would Aranea know what would typically draw any kind of Faunaforged to the city? Like, just a typical reason?
They don't. Wild ones don't normally come towards the civilizations. They stay out in the wilds of the Underdark. Off the cuff, like that's just a thing that isn't really known down here. It's like they make their habitats and do their things outside there. You also have never heard of a dragon one before, so that's also a thing that is new for you. Is that this thing, especially a 2-headed one, not something you've ever heard of before. You've heard about rat versions, wolves, cats, bats, porcupines. There's a bunch of them, but you haven't seen a dragon.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say Balmor's just gonna go over to the queen and, hey, don't think they can hold that very long. And the dragon's not gonna go anywhere, and we want to help. but none of us here are prepared to fight that thing. What's the next thing that we have? Like, what can we do, or should we just go hide?
She like looks at you as you're talking while also talking to the other ones. Like, no, you get them down underground right now. Right now, we're trying to just get anyone who we can speak to the other boroughs and getting people underground to the safest areas in the city. It's, the few people that we have that are trained to handle this are either people already under the royal guard and gestures at like the archer and a couple of the other people, and then like gestures down into the crowd where you saw the forge breakers, the blood hunters that disliked Megafaunaforged. It's like, and then those people. So you're welcome to also try them. I don't know what they know and if this will help. Otherwise, trying to get people safe while we have time, and then I'm immediately grabbing my child and getting her safe.
Wait, you said people that were trained for this. So they were trained to fight the giant dragon?
They know, they've learned some techniques related to Megafaunaforged, so that way if something ever did happen, they'd be like, yes, we hit it at certain joints because of ways that they're built. But no, we don't have like specific training for that.
Okay. And you wouldn't know why that thing would be, I don't know, angry at a city of people that have done nothing to it, supposedly?
I agree with the supposedly. As far as I know, we have never done anything. I don't leave the city, so as far as I know, we've never done anything. That doesn't mean that's not true. That doesn't mean that's completely true. But I am unfortunately naive in whatever actions have been done outside of my city. For
Also, like, dragons are just kind of like, they just do whatever. Like, they like to pillage and take stuff and burn stuff. So
what I'm hearing is that we should focus on maybe talking to people who know what they're doing and getting other people to safety. Is that right?
I'm more worried about the safety more than anything else. If someone has the techniques to take it out, all the gods may bless them. If that is a thing that they have. Otherwise, I would like to just get people safe for as long as we possibly can. Hopefully we are getting the ships that are in our harbor ready to evacuate as quickly as possible. I don't know that that's going to help more than make really easy targets. So we're just trying to do the best that we can.
Okay.
Is there a person of authority from the monastery and helping get people out right now that I can go work with?
There are in the Heartloom itself, you would see not Sturo, the one from the actualized. If I type in Grandmaster, this should just
Canarin, the Armadurn one from Dashwell.
Oh yeah, Canarin. Yep, the Armadon. You can see them as a ball form for the armadillo form, bounce onto a higher stone, and then begin speaking to people in as loud of a voice as he can, which is decent, but also people are scrambling and worried, so and trying to direct them and be like, no, and then you watch him produce his astral form, which is a large armored beast with a pair of giant battle shields, and is trying to direct them with the battle shields to be like, go this way, find underground locations.
I look at Aranea and I say, you have something that can make your voice really loud, right? Could we go down there, have you start helping out to get people to go in the direction that he wants them to go?
This is true. I go ahead and head over to the guy who's directing people. Is he kind of struggling a bit?
Yeah, he's loud-ish in this form, but also he's a small old man, so it's
Aranea will go ahead and tap him on the shoulder. I might be able to help if you're amenable to that.
Yes, sure, anything. I would like people to not be here right now.
What would you like me to say?
We have not an evacuation, we have an underground shelter that is right over there, 2 blocks down. If people can go down under there, they can also move through some of the tunnels that we have to try to get to a different location.
Okay. Is there some way that Aranea can get to a slightly higher elevation, because she's pretty small?
Yeah, he's already up on a thing, so he could offer an astral hand to lift you up and bring you up on top of the partial statue pillar that he's currently standing on anyways.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and cast thaumaturgy to make my voice louder. And as Arane is doing this, she's kind of like looking at all the people. Attention to all of the people, and like she's kind of giving everybody a second to kind of like pause for a second. This gentleman has informed me that everyone needs to leave here to either seek underground shelter that is 2 blocks away, as like she's pointing the direction of where it's going to be at, or you go to the underground tunnels, get somewhere to safety, make sure to grab your neighbors, we can do buddy system, and please do not panic. It is not going to help, and we do not want anyone getting hurt. And
Hell
Arane
yeah, Mama Nea.
looks
Mama
down.
Nea!
Mama Nea.
Is there
Mama
anything else I
Nea.
need to tell them?
No, if they are doing at least that bare minimum, we should be good.
So again, with like the thaumaturgy, if all of you understand, calmly go.
All right.
And Nea just like steps, like gets down from there.
All right.
Okay.
That begins happening. If you want to roll me, let's have a roll with advantage. Roll me a persuasion or intimidation check.
Scare them into doing what you want.
I mean, intimidation is definitely the way to go for just fucking go.
Commands, yeah.
15.
15. All right. All right. People begin moving double time in a more orderly fashion that they were a few moments ago. Kenorin, like puts the astral hand on your shoulder and says, "Thank you." And looks around to try to figure out where else he can help to try to direct people next. That seems to be the job that he's doing. I'm gonna go to the top row real quick. Nymtheria and Phelan, what are you guys up to?
So Nim, knowing what she knows from her interaction with Cha-Cha, is suddenly very curious and wants to see whether or not this is actual wild dragon or if there is a potential that somebody is controlling this creature.
All right.
Or if this creature was enraged on purpose.
Okay. If this is a strategy you'd like to go, it's going to be hard from a distance unless you have a specific idea in mind for it. You would have to go up against or close to some of the barriers near where it is doing things and try to understand a little bit better, unless you have a specific ability that you're trying to use in this scenario.
I was just going to use perception, but if anyone wants to be my backup and help me, because
I will go with you on
close
that.
as I can. I am going as close as I can to this.
I'll have Balmor go.
creature.
I think having Balmor and Ruff will be better than me going. So I think, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to investigate with you on that,
right.
just because, we'll be able to spread out between the
Yeah.
three of us.
All right, so between three of you, we'll say that of the Fractima, one of you is doing investigation rolls. We'll have Nymtheria do a perception check, and we'll say the third individual is giving help actions to the other two. So you can both roll with advantage.
Yeah, Balmor!
Investigation with advantage?
Balmor here for the advantage.
That is, wait, hold on. So I just got a nat 19 plus 3 of my wisdom. And then what am I getting for advantage? D4 or?
It's just advantage means you roll twice and take the higher.
Oh, okay. So 19. Oh, the second one was an 8, so I'm taking that 19.
I rolled for advantage and I got 25 twice.
Nice.
I mean, that's
I mean,
good.
Yeah,
it.
I'm good.
Nymtheria, well, you're adding your wisdom, but do you have proficiency in perception?
Nope.
Okay, just double checking. So your roll is a 22 then?
Yes.
All right, 22, 25, both very solid rolls. So those three are going off and doing that in this moment. Just going to check in with Phelan real quick. What are you up to? And then I will give details.
I think because Kelliat, Malkith, and I are the three that are still up by Alex. I'm going to look at Malkith and Kelliat and go, okay, should we stick together and help people, or where do you want to go? Because as much as I want to stay here and protect Alex, I think our efforts are better elsewhere.
I mean, I mean, yeah, she has a bunch of people to come grab her and get her out of here, so we should probably deal with the people who can't.
Mm-hmm. I don't think
Who need help.
Phelan starts taking off down the stairs and like gestures, if they want, for Mal and Kelliat to follow them. They're gonna go down towards Aranea and see if there's other people that they can help out of the situation.
Okay. Kelliat and Melketh, just double check. Are you following that plan of action, or do you guys have other things you want to do?
Yeah, I'm just gonna follow right now.
Kelliat's gonna put his hand on Alex's shoulder and be like, listen, try hard. If you need me to get you out of here, you just say the word. I'm gonna go help some people down here.
As you run away. What word is that? What word is that?
Just yell something. I'll hear you.
All right, something. Got it. Just scoots back down. All right, Balmor.
I
Ruff.
love Alexandria so fucking much.
Look, I would also be like being like, "What do you mean? What did that get clarified?
What do you
I'm
want?
concentrating on the dragon
Yell
right
my name. Something.
Tell me the word.
now."
Banana. I don't.
Nymtheria, Balmor, Ruff. As you guys are concentrating, you everyone ran down off of the palace steps at this point. You guys are gonna have to go over to like one of the sides of the Heartloom where the barrier is. And you are watching as the dragon seems to be fairly intelligent and is able to get over some of the things that have upwards barriers and not dome barriers, and find ways to get close to the Heartloom barrier, even though that is still protecting it. As you watch it move around, every once in a while, again, you watch one intake breath, the other one releases mayhem on some direction, just causing like a line of blue crackling energy to envelop buildings, people, streets. It is disturbing the water here, and it's causing all types of mess. In theory, you can tell from beforehand, and Balmor, you're also going to be getting some information about this. This creature is very similar to the Megafaunaforged you've seen before. It is very mechanical. You are seeing like the lensed irises that like go back and forth. They open up really wide or narrow as they need. But this thing has been augmented in a way that is... Other creatures here are augmented for advantages to help in certain ways, but they usually don't cause disadvantages or are harmful to the creature's well-being. This thing's been augmented to the point that it is probably not enjoying the way the augmentations are fitting on it. There is, beyond just the scaling, there is almost like actual bulwarks of metal that are then soldered onto over the joints and stuff to increase armor and make it even more of a bulldozer. The tail itself, you watch as one head crunches down on a building and lifts up, and all of the rubble goes through it. It whips its tail, which all the openings along the tail open up and fire a line of rocks out of the tail at a high speed, like a bunch of slingshots at once, that just destroy more buildings or break to the ground. But the eyes are probably the biggest giveaway for both of you to what this creature is currently feeling. Nymtheria, you remember, and Balmor and Ruff, you've probably at least seen, most of the creatures have either blue or lightly colored eyes of a single color. So usually it's just blue, green, orange, red, purple, white. These single colors. These things have a red haze that then crackles with a purple energy over it that continuously consumes the eye for a brief few seconds before it opens up to red again, and then you see the crackling overflow it once more and then cover the eye. Something is definitely enraging it, and something's definitely changing what it is perceiving the world as in this moment. But as it continues to ram against this barrier and starts crunching down on parts of it, you watch it rip away part of a bridge and then start churning its head towards the outside mouth of the cave, where all of the fangs, the stalactites and stalagmites are, and the exit to the cave itself.
Is it within earshot of us? Or would it still not be able to hear because of the barrier?
The barrier.
Okay. I would look over to Nim and just say, "Hey, obviously this thing is mad. We don't know what it's mad for. But did you see the thing with its eyes? Like the
Yeah, I did see the thing with the eyes. I it's hurt. I can feel it. I don't know if you can feel it too, but something happened to it. I feel like I feel like there's something in that cave. I feel like that we need to go check out, but I don't know if we have enough time, and I don't know if we have enough resources. Oh man.
I think we could probably at least assist in that way with checking the cave versus staying here and watching Alex do something with the shield. I mean, can we even leave with the shield up?
You guys know or have heard around that there are underground ways to get from like one burrow to another. So theoretically, eventually you could get to the outside, but from where you are in the Heartloom at the palace, it is about 2 miles south to get to where the cave entrance to the other caves are. So it is a distance. You guys could do it, but you would have to that would be your choice to just be like, fuck it, we're going that way. Whatever happens here, because there's not a chance you're going to be around for whatever happens here if you go that way.
We don't want to leave the group, but yeah, we should head back and at least let them know what's happening.
We can do that and then see if we want to go forth as a group to the cave. I'm unsure, but it sounds like that could be where something or someone is controlling this creature, because that's what it feels like to me.
Yeah, I would immediately look over at Ruff and give a nod, and Ruff looks back, taps her throat, and I pat her on the back, and she just takes off towards the group to literally mimic everything we just said to the group.
So you're going ahead and letting us know that like it's clearly seen something that it's not actually there. It's like enraged, all that stuff.
Yeah,
Okay.
Ruff is gonna let as soon as Ruff sees y'all, she's gonna stop, say everything, mimic exactly what was just said from us, and then move on to the next person until she's said it to everybody.
Okay, I am gonna actually, in pure, thank God, Phelan is stronger than me and more in shape than me fashion. I'm gonna book it back up the stairs and go to Alex and go, here's the deal, and I'm gonna relay it to her and the queen, because the queen says that there are people who have dealt with this stuff before. Now they have the context. I don't know if they can do anything with it, but I'm just running up and going, we learned this thing, and I'm gonna just lay it out.
Right. The conversation that they have is getting more hurried and more stressed because they are slowly running out of time. As you get up there, you can see in the throne that Alex is sitting. You can watch as some of the energy does sputter every once in a while. It is slowly losing its power, but Alva is staying not too far away from where her child is and is talking to the others and so something is doing it to it. All right, well, we can't normally affect Megafaunaforged with magic directly, but if there's a spell there, maybe we could disable it. And she talks to one of her magical advisors and says, get a team, 3 or 4 people that you know have the capability of trying to break that, and we have to hope they can. And you watch as the magician just teleports out somewhere and goes on this strike mission.
I forget that people can do that.
It's very fun. I wish there was a better context and a more fun situation for us to be doing that in. And Alva just goes and stays by her daughter.
I'm back down the stairs.
Downstairs.
Getting my steps in. Let's go.
We got 2 of you over by the wall that was watching the dragon, which I will describe what the dragon is doing shortly. The rest of you were helping, trying to make sure people got to safety. And while the streets are getting emptier, it's never going to be like fully empty. Like to fully clear an entire city is crazy amount of work. So that is something that you guys can keep doing. If there's other things as you guys get the information from our rogue buddies, you can change plans, or if there's something you want to be doing otherwise, share.
So I think I want to get to the bottom of the stairs. I'm going to let everyone know that they're like what the royal plan is, just so y'all know what's happening.
Yeah. So they have someone who's trying to dispel the magic that's messing with the dragon.
Yeah.
Alex has maybe a couple seconds, minute
Not
left
much time
of
left.
whatever this is.
The throne is sputtering. I didn't know thrones could do that, but it's sputtering.
Vinny, Drow high magic feat. If I take the feat, I just have the spell.
Which spell? Yes.
Dispel magic, even though it's level 3.
It says what level
say
you...
like when you get them.
It says when you get it, so I think you get it at
Oh,
level
it doesn't
3.
say it in this. Okay.
I'll double check.
Never
real
mind.
quick, but I'm down to be wrong. But
There
I
was
will
no.
double check.
The only prerequisite is that you're a Drow elf, so and it doesn't say when you get that. So it just says you also learn this, which you can cast once without expending a spell slot.
Let me just double check real quick. I am down to if it's all good and fun, I'm down for that to be a thing. But I do want to double check.
There's a higher level person doing this instead, so I don't really need to do it. I just want to know that if I am push comes to shove, I could try to do it.
Right, if someone doesn't come in time. Yeah, that
High
totally
magic.
makes sense.
Yeah. It doesn't have any like, oh, you get it at this level. It just says you learn this, you also learn this and this. And you get it back at a long rest.
Without using a spell slot. Yep. So yeah, you can automatically have those spells that you can cast each once.
All right. Cool. Okay. It's hard not to feel like you're just absolutely totally fucked.
No, I am.
Anyways, while you guys are dealing with that in the moment, Nymtheria and Balmor, because you guys were watching the dragon, you see where it's currently going, and you also see suddenly 3 quick magic users just chasing behind it on the outside of the city. The dragon is in full tilt flight mode, and it is currently going towards on the top of the 2 harbors, the harbor hills. There are lighthouses that are built there that connect from the top of these hills to the top of the caverns with very, very, very large crystalline fangs, part of the Gleam Fang Falls that exist on the outside. They glow blue. They normally emanate some light for the city itself to help illuminate it in the dark. And you watch as the dragon goes and lands at the foot of this hill, and both of them begin intaking breath at the same time. You watch the center of it begin to glow purple and red. And as the magic users begin to keep trying to come up closer and closer to it, they aren't able to get up close enough in time, where you watch one head release purple energy as a beam and one release red energy as a wave, as a giant cone. And both of them are breathing it straight into this giant fang that you would assume would melt or explode or something, but it's just absorbing it. It is just slowly churning this blue, purple, like light nighttime sky colors into very dark, grim versions of like a blood red and a deep, deep purple, slowly covering part of the city in a darkness or a hue that is unfamiliar. But as they lay all of that energy into the one of the fangs, all of the magic users go up at once and begin starting to cast spells at this thing and trying to deal with it. I don't know if Nim or Balmor are doing anything, or they're just going to keep watching from where they are.
Immediately Balmor's like, where's rough? That thing might actually come through, and I'm not losing my sister, and just takes off, like running towards where the rest of the group is. I'm not sure what Nim is doing.
Nim sees Balmor booking it and is trying to think on their feet, kind of like, okay, so I have this big old scary dragon. I don't know what's going on with that. I kind of want to know what's going on with that, but I'm also concerned with these 2. So Nim in a split second just chases after Valmore, kind of going back to the safety of the group because she knows there's safety in numbers, and that is what she is going to do.
Now, that fang you said it was like, is it? I'm sorry, maybe I blanked on this. Is it over this? It's over the city.
Yes, if you go to the player thing, there is a landscape of the city where you can see 2 hills that are part of the harbor, and you can see the fangs that are connected to these lighthouses that give the light in kind of the normal lighthouse fashion of being warnings for where people can and cannot try to, park their ship. And yeah, it is connected from the tower to the cavern, the top of the cavern.
And those are those circled things on each pointy thing?
Correct.
Okay. And they're in West Gleam or East Fang?
There's one on each.
I know. Where's the dragon?
East.
East? Okay. And so, okay.
So as that goes on, what's everyone else doing? I know I ask them that a lot, but like, really, the world is your oyster right now.
Panicking. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Panicking.
Yeah, I would get back to the.
And I don't
I'd get back
know
to
where my dad is.
We're level 2, Vinny.
I'd get back to the group, and once Balmore sees the group is kind of just like looking around, Marinara is still helping with like yelling and saying things, right, to make sure everybody's safe.
I would
And I've
still
been-
be helping
yeah, I was
everybody
helping us.
get out.
I was helping as well. Basically, we all 3 came down to start shepherding people.
Yeah,
Okay.
Kelliat's trying to pick up people who made trying to avoid people getting crowd crushed, but anyone who's getting trampled is trying to pick them up and get them somewhere safe.
Yeah, Phelan is very much playing because there's a decent amount of running that they can do. They're running forward, pointing, just go there, go there, go there. Just, showing entrances and stuff and looking at Mal being like, don't make too creepy of spells.
Okay.
Yeah, Balmore's just gonna get rough and try to find somewhere that's away from crush level, like if buildings started falling and stuff. And we're just gonna tell Ruff, stay here. You stay safe. You know the signals. If you need me, just stay here. And then they're just gonna come back and try to mimic Ernair's voice. And walk through and say the same thing that she is saying to people, so that they, just in case they don't hear, they can hear where to go.
Just as a point of order, I'm going to do my harness divine power channel divinity just to get my spell slot back.
That's fair.
Nice.
Get that spell.
Not me staring at my character sheet going, I am not helpful.
Yeah.
I can shoot bow and arrow and I can speak to animals,
the
and
best
that's
range.
kind of it.
Of everybody.
True.
I do. I have great range. But
Kelliat.
something tells me that shooting the dragon with an arrow not really gonna
also-
help.
You would shoot and you would hit the barrier, so.
Yeah.
Speaking of the barrier,
what?
Kelliat,
Oh,
what were you?
speaking of that.
What were you deciding that you were about to do? Because you were asking me about the thing. I don't know if you were going to do something with the thing or you were.
We can't pass through the barrier from the outside, inside out, right?
Sure can't, but luckily enough for you, the barriers aren't really there much anymore.
Oh, great.
So as the energy hits that fang, for those who were watching, not only is the dragon now very preoccupied in this moment with the 3 spellcasters around it, you're watching as the road that leads down ignite with this red and purple energy quite a bit before it eventually gets to one of the spots that this barrier is made out of, one of these domed towers that it sends the energy through, and it runs up it and churns purple and red. And you watch as that area cracks, basically almost as if the barrier was glass, and these purple and red cracks begin filling into the barrier itself, and eventually it just shatters in that corner, destroying that singular tower. So there's an opening now.
Well, if the barrier doesn't work anymore, Alex has nothing to do right now, so he's gonna run back up to her and put his hands on her arms and be like, I'm gonna pick you up now.
So it's kind of the Avengers Infinity War area where the like open section B4 of the barrier, like one part of the barrier has fallen. The rest of it is currently still up, but flickering badly. So like she's still going to be running on fumes very shortly, but it is currently holding everywhere else. The problem is there is a spot for it to get through now. So it could happen, but it's also
gonna so if that's the case, he will run up to the top where the barrier is empty. Is that the facing where the dragon is at?
Mm-hmm.
How far is that away from us?
Boy, a distance for sure. Probably a measurement too.
Thanks, Vinny.
For where you are, quarter to a half mile.
Half a mile?
Good lord.
The city's
80 feet of movement doesn't
huge.
cut it.
Huge.
Yeah. Even 80 feet of movement per round is not enough to do anything with.
We're not really going specifically by rounds here, and you're probably the quickest, but you're right. Eventually it will catch up.
Yeah, and it's it going towards the other one now that it's finished with this one?
No, currently now it is crushing a building, swallowing it, and then turning those into pebbles to shoot at the various spellcasters that are trying to harm it. So it went from worrying about things to worrying about people.
All right. Cool. He's going to turn to the group and be like, I'm going to go do something stupid. I will see you in a bit. And he is going to throw himself up and start parkour towards the dragon.
Hold up. Can you tell me what the stupid thing is that you're going to be doing?
And he's
too late.
running towards the dragon.
I'm going to take up after him.
Yeah.
Just start running.
Ruff sees that and without telling Balmor just takes off after you.
Oh, 100%. I'm like, Nim, just go! And just start running after. But, like, not able to catch up, obviously. With Dash, I have 60 feet. So
Nim is going after Kelliat because what Nim also wants to try and do now is see if perchance there's any sort of other magic that is going on with this megafauna. Because I do have detect magic. My Firbolg magic.
Heck yeah. All right, you guys begin approaching. Aranea, what are you up to as you watch all of your other friends? If your friends jumped off a bridge, would you? Like, come on.
Have most of the people been evacuated from the area that we're at?
It's definitely a lot lighter. They're like, it's not mobs, right? They're people are able to move on their own without having crowds and being unsure of where to go. So you could probably leave them and they would figure it out because the monk is also still there trying to direct people anyways. But there are still people. There's always going to still be people. Like it doesn't stop.
Yeah, Aranea would just I guess we're going to fight the fucking dragon today. And
no,
I'll
it's
go
inside.
ahead.
No.
I'm gonna go ahead and cast Expeditious Retreat on myself
Nice.
to try and catch up with them.
I love Naya so
Super
much.
fair.
Really.
That's the mom hustle. All right.
I feel like I watch you go past me. I'm just like, oh hey, what the hell?
just 90 feet. Just
okay.
So speedy. All right. You all begin to rush off towards the dragon through the broken shards of the remaining barrier. I think it's a good time for a break, right? Like that's a good time.
Yeah.
Go take a few moments.
All right.
I'm gonna
great.
turn my
Rethink
air
our life
conditioner on.
decisions.
I'm gonna go turn my air conditioner on for a few minutes. We'll be back in a few, guys.
That would make a good grade.
Trees. It's like those could make some cool toys. Some good wood.
Yeah,
Some nice
like
bark.
that would make a good grave. Like I think the justification is that would make a good grave. I would not bury somebody there.
Don't bury somebody into that dirt. Don't do it.
We're not burying anyone here. We can't kill anyone because we can't bury them here.
I want to know what justifies as bad dirt now.
Like if it's not going to be like
know.
good quality, if
In
it's not
nature.
going to, yeah, you would know
No,
too.
not as Lyra.
Wait. Smartass.
That doesn't count
I know
as a
it, but,
solution
like-
of it.
Here, this is got multiple.
It doesn't.
This is such a problem tonight. Fuck. Anyway, the problem is it's because Kim keeps talking.
I guess I'll just shut the fuck up.
I guess I'll
Just do like your bliss voice for Kid instead or something. Just use a different
No,
voice.
it's fine. It's fine.
Which bliss voice is the question?
Is one of them Southern?
No.
Visual, very hard set expressions, curly, slightly auburn reddish hair. Emanates an aura or an energy around her that is frightening.
Hate this. I hate this so much.
Carries a shield with a face on it.
No! 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 Vinny, no! Vinny, no!
So
I'm so sorry that you guys have no clue, but also I'm so glad you have no clue because you would also be equally as angry.
I'm so happy that the wedding happened, so I don't have to deal with this smell in person. It's this smell in person.
Oh, I would have smacked you. I would have been like, "Hey, bud, come here, give me a hug." Smack upside the head. How fucking dare you?
I mean, I now live like
because I'm not sure I understand.
Is she acting good because she thinks acting good is going to keep everybody together, or is she just acting good because she got it all out of her system the night before?
She got most of it out of her system, so she's mellowed out.
Okay, that's all I was asking. Mellowette? Like just a little mellow? A small mellow?
She's
You
mellowed.
had to see that coming.
I'm hanging up now.
Hi, Mel.
I still think we should put in the fine print that, may induce death later on if you don't come up with the good catchphrase and transform properly.
All right, I'm coming around on this.
That's what I heard from our first meeting. So,
Must be
I'm
okay
all
with
for
hair
it.
color changes and sometimes skin tone color changes and sometimes physical species changes as well. We don't know. What if you pull the dog card and someone turns into a dog?
Okay, I'm back in.
That's gonna be confusing.
You'd be kind of
Valley?
zombie walking a little. Like real slow walk up.
Hi.
Yeah.
Nixie?
Yeah, Valley,
Yes.
you turn and see Nixie in this glorious, bubbly appearance, standing in front of you, maybe looking a little stiff and awkward and unsure of what to do. Correct me if I'm wrong, Nixie.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely correct.
Yeah, looking very confused.
So when were you gonna tell me that the rest of you were this thing that I've been running from for the last, like, 2 years?
Okay, 1, to be fair, we didn't know you were running. 2, we haven't told anyone, not even my siblings know. And 3, are you okay?
I'm blue now!
And as that, we hear another horrible shriek from the quad.
We will
Boba
deal
goes-
with the blue thing later, it'll go away.
Yeah. Boba says, we can talk about this later, we really need to get going.
How's your day going?
Good. We have band things going on. I saw my owner, did my dance, liked my dance. He liked my day, and he gave me belly scratches. And now I'm here, hang out with you. And are your day going good? Good day, right? Good day.
Yeah, it's not a bad day, so far. And she gives you a pat on the head a couple times.
Leans right onto you. Good day.
Yeah. Oh, it warms her heart. She's just it'll be fine.
So much
right?
better than dog jail.
Adding somebody into the group. Ugh.
You're gonna make me
Color
cry.
drains to her face.
It just took me so long to register what you just said. Goodness gracious.
First of all, the Ivory Queen has some ways to get us out of the city from here that might be easier to get to than the greenhouse, especially considering how far the greenhouse is from us and the fact that we neglected to remember that the city sells watermelon that lets you see through invisibility and disguise self. So,
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah. There's magical fruit. It's kind of normal now, so I kind of forgot to think about it. But there's magic fruit that makes you do all wonder of things. It's really, really fun. But one of those is basically into the ethereal plane.
I can't fucking wait to leave this place. What the fuck is this fucking hellscape?
But it's so
where you've got
interesting.
weird ass magic fruit.
Sid gets a sending message and just hears in their minds.
Fuck. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Oh fuck.
Here's Mama, I haven't failed you yet. Much improved. Where the hell have you been? Miss you. Fuck 'em up.
I will say you don't get that message.
What?
What?
You're not playing that character right now. You don't know what's going on. Sid, you have a nice daydream about a message from Maybe.
Oof. Nitty. Ow.
Vincent, the fuck?
We would have gone and done the fucking mudslide. That would have happened at some point.
It's Sid's favorite place. It is Sid's favorite place. Sid loves dirt.
It loves dirt.
It is a great paladin that swings a shovel axe. Of course,
it was Ariel.
It was just the way you said it.
It was the way you said it.
Fantastic.
We're not
Sid loves
arguing the
dirt.
fact. It's just the.
It was the aggressive affection for dirt. Is the love? I do have a question. Is the love for dirt greater than the love they have for Yvette? Because I don't think we've ever heard them talk about Yvette like that. It's like, I love you, and then I love dirt.
It's different. Dirt is like part of their
That's what they all
personality.
say.
Dirt is to Sid as necromancy is to Yvette.
Yes.
Like probably equal amounts of love, but it's
19.
Yeah, 19.
Alright. Another fireball on her face. She cries out in aggravation. Another orb of blackened blood and darkness begins to form together and form back up. Ouchies. Anything for
If you do that, Blizza's gonna stand up and kind of offer her hand to help him up. Then your mother's gonna have to kill you, and she doesn't want to do that.
I'm gonna have to see her, huh?
She's up there. She looks up towards the tower.
You can see that Irona is actually like one finger up, still just like cantrip shooting a few things that are in the distance. Just like check it out, like a couple small things here and there. Scaran just looks up and is like, how do I talk to her without getting shot in the process?
If you have me with you, she'll hopefully be calm. Enough. I told her that we thought you might be under a spell that would have messed with your memory.
I mean, there's people. But there's not like a lot of people, but people.
Oh, I didn't know. I assumed we were the only 4 in the shop, so that's my mistake.
Well, I mean, his shop is kind of like an outdoor stall. Like again, he's literally like that guy from the opening from Aladdin, where it's like it's.
No, the face.
My
I want
mistake.
that. I want that face as our new group chat.
Please no. Please no.
It's happening.
Seriously, me. For fuck's sake.
Funny
You're
shit.
good.
It's funny as shit.
It hurts now.
Yeah, full stress to full laughter does that.
I'm gonna mute now. I'll be right back.
You go do your thing.
You okay? You watch as the dark-skinned woman begins reaching for her in the armor and just like trying to grab onto the side of her arm.
Immediately distracted, she turns to her, she grabs her hand, she goes, I'm okay. It's fine. We're okay, I think. Just
No one's gonna hurt you unless you start slinging lightning spells. And also are a part of Husk and want to destroy the world for whatever reason.
What the fuck is husk?
Through observation, we've
Theoretically.
learned how important it is to keep it to oneself.
All right, Lyra, town girl.
What's Bells doing? Yeah, I want to know how Bells is feeling right now.
She's giving shade! Talk shit, get shit!
Two. Once Bells has taken a few moments to process, they are
Probably the least liked. Things that smelled awful, ratty mud off the street, and Onolove explained it as if you give even the worst thing a chance to be better, there's a good chance it might happen.
I mean, not to be a person of a singular track mind, but you know, that's the way that Kind wants to go, is just down that one tunnel instead of splaying out into these other ones. We can always check them on our way back, but
Did you just make a one-track mind joke?
yes, I did. Fuck off.
God. Awful.
Fen
Listen.
meows in annoyance.
I give him scritches.
George. And we're back. Hello, all. Thank you for sticking with us through the break. Also, I'm just going to re-say a reminder for the PCRF. We just appreciate any donations towards that. How about the children? We super appreciate it. Otherwise, we're going to hop back into the action. All right. You all but Balmor are running off towards the dragon. Kelliat in the lead. RNA is being the one to slowly catch up eventually. Or at least start to, and then everyone else I think's got 30 feet of movement, right? Like, so that's
60-foot dash, yeah.
cool. So everyone else is just going, hoofing it. You guys are watching. It takes you because you have to actually go through one of the other cities, but luckily for you, there's a giant crack through all of it because of this thing that it just did. And as you guys are running through, you're able to see that 2 of the spellcasters are down, at the very least down, if not out completely. And the third one seems to be tossing up a couple little orbs. They look like small barrels and firing those into it. Whatever dispelling they tried to do didn't seem to work because the thing still has those dual colored eyes that keep changing and shaking like kaleidoscopes. And as that happens, the barrels seem to stick to the creature. But before the spellcaster gets off an additional spell, the tail, instead of whipping back to shoot out any rocks, just hammers the person straight down. You watch them go, hit the ground, bounce up, and hit the ground again themselves. Just enough buoyancy. So that person is down now too. But as that happens, you watch as the dragon begins flying straight up into the sky from here. But you are either able to chase it more if you wish. There are other people on the ground, or if you guys plan on going back to do something else. I don't know what you guys are thinking. But it is going higher up on this tower, this fang, and it is breathing the red and purple energy into it one more time to darken it even more.
Can anyone help those spellcasters?
As Kelliat arrives, and sees that happen, are any of the 3 like awake or like able to speak? Or are they all just unconscious and dying?
With a quick appearing and looking, I'd say you would assume corpses just from like a quick getting there. But I saw a finger raise from Malkith.
Yeah, I don't know. As soon as I get close enough, I don't know if they're alive or not. I'll just spare the dying on all of them.
Okay, spare the dying. You like almost like a light inflation of the chest, like you uncrack some things. You're able to watch all 3 of them just a little bit. So you know they're not dead, but they are so close.
Can I cast Cure Wounds on the ones who are in critical danger?
That's all of them. So yes, if you wish to,
Yeah.
you can spread it out how you wish to any of the ones there.
To pull it up real quick.
I
Okay.
think I catch up to Kelliat and Irenea. I'm kind of panting. I go, right. I feel like we can't take that. If they can't,
then we should get them out of here. And
Okay.
is just gonna
Whoop.
Am I not casting Cure Wounds on them anymore, or are we gonna do that back? Okay. 1d8. I did that. That is that's not good. That is 2 plus a spellcasting ability modifier, which I believe that's intelligence, right? No. Yeah? No.
For you, it's wisdom right now.
Wisdom, that is right. Okay, so that is a 5. So they are getting 5 hit points back.
All right. Are you? That's up to you. I don't want you to have to use all your spells if you don't want to. Do you want to just heal one of them, or are you going to bring all 3 of them back to consciousness?
I think all 3 of them back if I can.
Okay, so if you want, we can just say you give 5 to each of them. That will take 3 of your spell slots.
Can I like try and spread those points out evenly across them?
You want, you can say you almost like you do like a hit point per, or like 2 hit points per. That enough to get them conscious, so you could talk to them.
Yep.
With one spell. They will not be active in any way. They are on the edge of death in this state, but they will at least be able to give you information as you are walking them around, trying to do something.
I think we just got to get them a stronger healer. I only have so much right now. There's a lot going on.
We grab them, we go back, and we hide. I think that's the best idea.
As one of them wakes up, like the one that Kelliat's like holding wakes up, he's like, what happened? What did you do? What did it work?
A drow almost, if not as buff as yourself. It's just like looks a little like dazed. We tried to dispel it, but it wouldn't work. I tried to teleport all over it, and it wouldn't. I couldn't get close enough. It kept knocking me away. I was able to attach some explosives to it. I don't know if you guys can maybe take it out. The thing is incredibly strong.
What's the trigger for the explosions?
It is just hard-packed gunpowder, so basically anything.
I look at Naya, and I go, hey, remember that thing we did in the Zodiac trials?
Oh, I definitely remember.
You want to light a powder keg?
Let's go.
Before you guys do that, I just need to see if there is any possibility that there is some other type of magic going on.
Can you reach it? It's like all the way up there.
I don't know.
I mean, it could probably hear you guys at this point if you decided that you did want to at least start interacting with it. But that's up to you guys.
I've
got something I have to just be at least within.
Just said that.
Something dumb, Malkith, and then we can go over this dummy and see what he wants to do. We love dumb things.
I just need to be within 30 feet of that thing.
It's currently about 100 feet up, so it's a decent distance away. But Malkith, what is it that you're thinking about trying?
I have to be. It had to be 60 feet.
Got you.
Okay.
Rough.
I got the range.
I've got guiding bolt too.
Ruff is attempting to climb up to get as high as she can to see climb any building that's actually
the Fang does come and sit inside what is a lighthouse, so you could climb up to the top of the lighthouse what the Fang is a part of. It's going to be the purpley ready glowing one at the moment. So you could get up there. It takes like a few seconds, but you can get up there eventually.
Yeah, Ruff is going to try to get up there as soon as possible.
You guys watch Ruff going the rest of the way up there, which is like a 4-story building, so going another 40 feet in the air, comparatively.
I'm gonna just turn to Phelan. If you're going to aim for the caskets, I've got something that can give you a little extra.
What's that?
Accuracy. Just tell me when you're ready.
I want to see what Ruff's doing. And if that doesn't work, yeah.
All right, so you 3 are lined up for a crazy combo attack, which
Yeah.
Ruff is going to the top of the building and try to communicate. Nim, are you just waiting to see when the dragon gets closer to try to communicate with it, or do you want to try doing anything else in particular?
Part of me wants to follow Ruff to see what the hell that they're doing.
Do it.
So I can try and get closer. So I look at Balmor, and I think Balmor. I feel like you and I have a good understanding by now. Where every time I look
Did
at you,
Balmor
it's
go
kind of
with
like.
us?
No, you're
Rough.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Rough is at the top. Balmor's
is
back
already on
in the
top.
city.
Balmor's like, what the
Balmor's-
fuck?
Right, I forgot.
Yeah, Balmor's
Um,
running. If I can say that, Balmor is like sprinting to y'all now because at this point, Balmor's got the sense of Rough has done something dumb.
Yeah, Balmor, you're the only one to notice as you're running back through the city. The barriers have fallen at this point. As you are running towards your friends, you watch all the barriers just start collapsing around you.
Let me make sure this is correct. I do have the ability to speak through the link, correct? Through the
You, Balmor and Ruff kind of have an intuition with each other. It's not so much you're speaking through Ruff, but you guys are also internet connected in your brain, and you're both Kenku. So, like in a way, I would probably allow it a little bit. So,
would Balmor be able to pass a message, or is this just more a feeling?
it's feeling, but you could like in the moment be like almost like willing a message through, if that is a thing that you're trying to do. It'd be make it short, but you could do it.
Rough making it up to the top would look over and like towards the group and just point back to the city and scream or yell in a voice that she's already heard, which would be Phelan's, and yell barrier in Phelan's voice.
Oh God, it's down.
We gotta get back. We gotta get back. We gotta get back. Do whatever you're gonna do now.
Okay.
Look back, and Ruff immediately just roars like as hard, deep, and as loud as they possibly can directly at the dragon.
All right. And Kelliat, were you doing anything in particular in this moment as well? I was just double checking.
He's picking up as many of these people as he can carry, and he's getting ready to get the fuck out of there.
The buff wizard
How many
could
people
probably slowly move himself, but you could probably pick up the other two.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait to see what happens from this rough roar, and if I don't think anything's coming from it, I'm gonna look at Mal and look at Aranea and go, let's go.
The heads that are continuing to breathe these energies into this large fang, one begins to churn. The one with the purple energy shuts its mouth and looks down, and without even the other head churning, twists its body to go almost into a free fall before the wings open up, and it lands on the ground, basically in between most of you in this moment. And both heads roar towards where they heard the noise and then start snaking separately and around, looking at the faces.
Ruff would do a lower roar again, obviously to try to see if he can get his attention. And as that happens, Balmor, hopefully making it there, would give that same roar back to see if we can split the attention of the dragon.
Gotcha. Roll me a deception check.
Deception.
Is it now close enough for Nim to do detect magic?
I was just about to ask.
17.
17. Awesome. Nymtheria, did you want to try casting some magic?
Yes, I do. I would love to try and cast Detect Magic, and for that, I am going to use Wisdom.
Cool. I don't think you need to roll anything. I think you just automatically are going to be able to see what magics exist. With Detect Magic, I've made new spells that are better Detect Magic spells for later levels, but with Detect Magic, the only things you really get is that there is magic there and the School of Magic, so there's not a lot of information, but we're going to retranslate it a little bit for you. As you activate Detect Magic, this is not a thing you would know because you didn't really do it around the other Megafaunaforged, but you see the whole body light up. It is a creature built from magic, born of magic. So the entire body ignites. The oddest thing are the plates, the bulwarks of plates that are put like on its chest, on its joints. Those are devoid of not just like magic, but like anything. Like other things like you like pick up like from like even stone and water, you pick up like the smallest trace of like there's magic in almost anything in this world. These specific plates are null steel. They do not have any type of magic built into them at all. They negate it. They push it away almost. They are a barrier from magic.
Guys, these things are protecting something. I kind of translate that to the rest of the group.
Is that where the explosives are attached to?
You see that they are there. One is attached near a wing. The other one is actually attached on the underside of one of the necks of one of the dragons. Also, in addition with the detect magic, you've never done this to Vagari before, so you don't understand some of this stuff. But you do sense enchantment and aberration magic covering it in different ways. There are magics protecting it, but also retraining it in its brain the way it's trying to think.
I'm going to relay that information right back to everybody.
With a 17.
Any plans?
With a
Do it.
17, as you guys are talking out these little things, with the Fractima roaring in identical but maybe lower voices of this thing itself, one head of each turns towards each of them. It is able to spread the necks. You watch the actual body split a little bit to extend the necks even longer, like parts of the almost like a reverse zipper. You watch part of it just like slowly come separate to allow, and some of the inner workings of the dragon itself is exposed a little bit as both heads get within 10-20 feet of each of the Fractima.
All right.
Balmor is going to. Oh no. Before y'all shoot, Balmor is gonna put his hands up and go, "Hey, I understand what you're going through. I've been confused, and I am also a twin." And like looks up at Ruff, and Ruff is doing the same thing with the hands up and doing like that same low roar. And Balmor's just gonna say, "Hey, you don't have to attack. What is it that you need? Do you understand me?"
Nim also drops everything. Hands
I
up.
don't.
Y'all are good. Thank you. Please, just in case, save me.
Oh no, 100%. The moment that one of those heads lunges towards one of you, I'm firing.
You watch the heads. The heads can't really get closer. They have split enough at this point. But they do rear back a little bit and then get closer again and release that roar. Like this is what stereo was made for, right? So this is what surround sound exists for. You get that in every dimension of your being, as it is thrown through your body. It just roars at you. It maybe it understands something of what you're saying in some way, but it is being warped in a way that it doesn't fully understand, or it can't translate well. Even Nim, who like went and talked to one of these things, couldn't really have a conversation with it. You could get some feelings across, and it's getting its feelings across to you, but it doesn't know how to like temper it in this moment to be a thought versus just an explosion of emotion. So both of them just roar in your face.
I'm sorry. I get into my pose and I shoot and wait for the other two to add in.
Ruff, as seeing that's happening, looks over at Balmor and rubs her chest, and they kind of both have this feeling mentally of, yes, it's in pain. We need to either stop, and as soon as that it kind of stops the thought, obviously you're shooting an arrow, so that would be way faster.
I mean, Nim kind of sees Balmor and Ruff, sees what Phelan is about to do, and yells as loud as they can, "Stop!"
The attack was declared and what was described, so I'm going to say that attack has gone off unless Phelan really wants to take it back.
I at this point, as a player, I do not see talking down this creature happening. And there are lots and lots of people in danger. I don't want to kill it, but maybe hitting this explosive will at least make it stop its rampage. So the attack sticks. Naya and Mal, are you still helping me?
I think the only question I have is, do we have a specific spot that we're aiming for, like one of the plates that's kind of welded on?
I'm aiming for one of the explosives that was put on by the caster. He had specifically said when he was brought up to aim for one of those. I'm going to aim for the one on the wing, specifically because I'm not trying to blow a head off. I'm trying to essentially disable it. maybe get it to stop moving so we buy more time.
Okay. Well, if we're shooting, then I'm slamming the tip of the spear into the ground, reaching the hand out, and like grabbing my wrist to support it, and just smoke starts pushing out from the back of the arm as the arm starts to heat up, and just fucking like a plume of smoke pushes out behind him as this purple beam shoots from his hand, and he casts guiding bolt.
Hello. All right.
We've already committed. So in an endeavor to kind of help Phelan and Malkith, Aranea would go ahead and shoot off her Eldritch Blast to kind of help guide the arrow into the explosive it needs to hit.
The arrow will have advantage if it's the next attack or whatever the next attack is.
Yeah. So you're
if I hit
the guiding bolt first.
Yeah.
Got it. So you're both aiming for the barrel though. So go ahead and roll me attack first, Malkith.
Okay. That's an 18.
18 will hit the barrel. So yeah, that is so the target gets glowed up, and you are able to have advantage. So
That does 14 damage.
Hell yeah. This is gonna explode. For sure. And Phelan, you can roll with advantage.
Cool. Just a regular arrow attack?
Yes.
Okay. 23.
23 hits. And give me your damage. I'm sure together it's going to be fine.
I rolled a 1 on my damage, so that's 6.
That's fine. Also, Arne, roll your d10. For Eldritch Blast, if you're doing the Eldritch Blast add-on.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, you just want me to roll damage?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, 14. Sorry, math.
No worries. What color is your magic again, Arne?
I think around now it'd probably be like a red.
All right. So a red and purple pair of energy come and assist your arrow as you fire at the barrel on the back of where the wing was. You said you were aiming for?
The wing. Yeah, the barrel on the wing. Because I don't want to blow off its head. I want to get it. If we can get it to stop moving, then more things can happen.
Mm-hmm. As it explodes, the energy from your guys' attack and also the energy, or not the energy, the fire, the explosives that were inside the barrel, also just, you watch the whole back of it ignite. And it does cry out, not necessarily in pain, but it does cry out as the fire begins to envelop both of the wings, or at least the first like 10 or so feet of each wing that now are lightly aflame. And it looks hurt.
It'd be so cool if it wasn't so terrifying.
Yeah,
It
looks
real
cinematic.
though.
It's
so fucking cool.
Explosions.
That is literally what Kelliat says, like as he's like holding like these two unconscious people. Like he just says like as an aside to the buff wizard guy and is like, that'd be so fucking cool if it wasn't so scary.
Hell yeah. I
Valid.
want to teleport away right now. Just he's
can you get all of us?
Sorry, I need a little more training for all that. I can get probably us, if that works.
How about you get them?
All right, opens a hole in the ground, throw the bodies in, falls in himself.
In there.
So they just far, far away. This creature now with just you 7 there, you 7 bodies, 6 people, math. You watch as the claws in it clench onto the ground, and as both heads go back in pain, as if muscles are alighting in the center of its spine, it becomes very rigid in this moment. You watch almost as the metallic parts of it purposefully rigid up, like almost like cats with hair standing on end, quills coming out for hedgehog, Porcupine.
Porcupine.
Both?
I took also.
Both.
Yeah.
Both of them do it.
Both?
Yeah.
They got little spikies.
It looks like defense mode,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah, you watch it get ready for a very unfortunate situation, and you watch as one of the wings does come off and immediately collapse to the ground. It is definitely crippled when it comes to flight now.
Run!
But yeah, you yell run, and are you gonna run to it or your friends?
Friends.
Cool. As whatever it is you guys decide to do next, you watch as it churns, and seemingly for the first time, notice the barriers are down, and it begins running in full sprint.
Okay.
Okay,
I pref-
going back to the middle. It's gonna pick up.
Damn it.
What's up?
No, go ahead.
Say a thing.
Oh no, it's too late now. He's already running, right?
Oh, it's
Well,
yeah.
it's going, but you can try. You're all near it.
Oh.
You guys can have reactions to try to do a thing if you really want to.
Yeah, Balmore is gonna do that roar as loud as it can with Ruff at the same time to try to get its attention to get it to stop and realize that like we're not trying to hurt it.
Well,
By we are not trying to. The ones roaring are not trying to hurt it. Like we're trying to get it to calm down.
All right. I'll let you either roll an intimidation check or an animal handling check in this situation.
+1 on animal handling. That is a 15.
Okay. What is anyone else doing as you watch it? It's terrifying. As the claws sink in, you watch full boulders get thrown back, not specifically towards you guys, but in your guys' general directions, as it pushes as hard as it can off and starts using the one wing to try to have enough lift to just jump from burrow to burrow, burrow to burrow.
I doubt this is gonna work, but Malthus is just gonna reach up and like pull his mask off slightly. No one can see his face, the bottom of his face still, but he echoes this voice and it's like this raspy undertone. It almost sounds like there's two voices that speak, and he just goes grovel. And I'm gonna cast what did I just say? I'm gonna cast command.
Command. Make it quick. You gotta be quick about it.
Look, we gotta be efficient. We gotta combine some words.
Let's go.
While this is happening, I run to Nim and I go, "I'm sorry, I didn't know what else to do."
It's okay. I know you're just trying to slow it down. I don't know. I'm gonna go help out Warren Ruff the best that I can. See if they need help.
I can speak to animals, but it sounds like we can't. I don't think that's gonna work.
It's not. We can only do repair now.
Kelliat is gonna, if they allow it, scoop up Balmor and Ruff and start running after the dragon because they're trying to do something with the dragon.
Oh, you're trying to pick them up and have them like a megaphone
Speakers?
of roaring on speakers on your shoulder.
I hold up the boombox.
Hell yeah, boombox.
Your movement's faster than ours, right? Like you're.
I move 80 feet around if I'm dashing.
Yeah, I mean we're at 70, so yeah, you're good. You got it.
Okay, cool.
With a dash.
Malkith, what is the save? Wisdom?
Can I also cast Bane too, or no? Yeah. If I was like trying to cast Bane first.
Yeah. You can do
so Bane is a 14 charisma save.
Can we make you
imagine
use
this
that
dragon is very
disadvantage you said you had?
You can,
Use
but
the
I will say
disadvantage.
it currently has advantage, so I can make it just a straight roll if you want me to.
Advantage on
everybody.
charisma, bro?
Yeah.
Wow.
Let's make.
It is a dragon.
Are you guys okay with making it a straight roll?
Is what it has advantage against. Do you guys want to use it? We can do a straight roll.
Make it flat.
Make it flat.
Make it flat.
What a sentence.
14 charisma.
That is a 13 on the die, plus more.
I was gonna say probably plus
Yeah.
amount.
I forgot modifiers.
So the Bane does not affect it. Do you still want to try for the command?
Yeah.
All right.
That's a 14 wisdom.
14 wisdom. What the fuck is this thing at for wisdom?
With advantage. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think these would work, but figured I was going to try.
Surprisingly lower on the die. That's an 18 still, though.
Damn.
We're gonna be so cool when we're like level 14.
We're gonna be great. If we don't survive this,
we don't die.
For Nea, so is the dragon like within touchable within reach?
For a few moments, it's definitely rushing by, and I don't think any of you are gonna probably stop its actual momentum. But like, you can interact with it physically for a moment.
And you tell me whether or not you'll allow this because I've already used both of my first level.
I allow so much shit.
Would
It's fine.
would you allow me to take a level of exhaustion for me to pop a first level spell?
Yeah.
I want to cast protection from evil and good on it.
Ooh.
From a dragon?
Yep.
Ooh, stop whatever's
That's
influencing
smart.
it. I love that.
Give me a second.
We love a galaxy brain play.
I don't remember exactly what.
I shot a shiny arrow. I did my bit.
Listen, you're not. The Kelliat's also only go fast, hit hard. That's all he does.
We
Go
love it.
stupid, go crazy.
Is there specific creature types that you're using it against, or are you just in general against all?
Just in general, so the main part of it is so if the target is already charmed, frightened, or possessed by any of the creature that it outlines, it has advantage on any new saving throw against any relevant effects.
Good shit. All right. That is great, and might actually come into play. We'll see. I like it. So yeah, you are able to reach a hand out as like the tail or the one wing that's left comes by. There's also just a wing on a big metallic wing on the ground now. I don't know if any of you care about that at the moment, but that exists in the space. Many of you start rushing towards it. Balmor and Ruff, you guys are reigniting the roar from yourselves, right? Trying to grab its attention. You rolled a 15. 15.
Yes.
We're gonna give this thing a roll.
Help me, dice, Jesus.
That's also an 18. So with the effect, it is enraged to the point now, not that it was like calm to begin with, but it is so kind of blinded in the moment. And as far as you guys can tell, whatever goal it has related to the center part of the Heartloom is now easily accessible for it. So it is going to, with much gusto, run straight full tilt at the palace.
Yeah, Balmor and Ruff are just gonna jump down, take a step back, and Balmor's just gonna look at Ruff and go, "We did what we could," and just like start running backwards just in case.
Like away from the palace and the dragon.
Yeah, I don't want to be a part of the giant. Oh, they don't want to be a part of the giant explosion that might happen.
Yeah.
It's very Godzilla.
Smart move.
Yeah, don't want to be. I don't want to seem like cowards, but also don't want to die and not be able to help people that are hurt afterwards.
All right. That is Balmor and Ruff's move. What are other people doing? Arne, you cast that spell. Are you still running forward, staying back, or something else?
I'm probably keeping like a healthy distance. One, to see if there's actually any people in the way that if we need to grab them last minute for whatever reason.
I have hands.
But also to maybe somehow mitigate damage in any way.
Gotcha. Let's go up to top row. Nymtheria and Phelan, what are you guys doing? Are we active towards it? Passive? What are we doing in this moment?
I am going to be on the defense, and I'm going to be trying to do as much damage control as possible, following Aranea, just to see, if there's anybody else or, anything else that is like severely kind of like at the end.
Gotcha. Phelan?
Yeah, fairly similar on Phelan's end. At this point, they feel like there's very little they can do, and they are kind of bodyguarding Aranea a bit. Because Nea, is it pretty obvious that what you just did like tired you out?
Yeah, I think Nea would kind of definitely have more of like a paler complexion a bit, and just kind of like very like you know when you're sick and you kind of get like that little bit of sweat,
Mhm,
like you can
mhm.
tell she's a little bit tired.
Yeah, I
Like
think
what
I
she
basically
what she
I
just
basically
did was
become Nea's shadow is what's happening. I'm gonna follow pace with Aranea, and I'm not gonna say anything because at this point it's like we can talk about this later if we make it out alive. But yeah,
yeah.
Let's just
that's good.
grab people and go.
Kelliat's gonna call out and be like, I don't think we want to be at the palace when that dragon gets there. I'm headed to the monastery. You guys are welcome to come with me.
Is that what you want to do?
It's the safest place I know.
Balmore's just gonna look over at the fang that they were blasting into. What's happening with that right now?
It is pulsating, not dissimilarly to the rest of the fangs. There is still just a light pulsating of energy that all of the crystals here have, but it very much feels like almost like a red heart surrounded by purple blood, and you're just watching growing in it. The pace doesn't quicken a lot, but it like definitely is slightly quicker and offbeat compared to the other ones. Like it's just that little bit of difference. Nothing seems to be moving or growing from it. It is just encompassed in the area that it is. But being under its shadow, feeling these hues and these colors like almost reaching out at you is disconcerting, to say the least.
Okay. Yeah, I would look at the rest of the group and go, so I see what you all did to the dragon. What are you going to do to that?
My only intention was to see if I could stop it from flying, which doesn't seem to have helped very much.
Balmore's just going to look over at you as you say that, and you notice that Balmore's eyes are closed, kind of, and then looks back at Ruff, and Ruff immediately looks sad. It's like, no, don't talk to them. And just turns and looks back at the group. What do we do for that?
If we break it, they can't continue to do the barrier, but they can't do anything with it now. So, can you break it? Are there any more of like those explosive barrels around?
Just to double check, Malkith, what are you up to? Just because I want to see where everyone's current game plan is. Are you stationary with people, or are you trying to do damage control with Aranea, Nim, and Phelan?
I thought we were.
You guys can also all say you're stopped and talking. That is fine. I
think that we were doing damage control, and then you started talking, and we're all kind of like gathering to make a game plan.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I figured what we had.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah, if there's any way we can try to shatter it. I mean, I don't think the castle will be happy with us.
But Balmore has a point. That's not normal, and we need to get rid of it. But all I can do is shoot arrows.
I can shoot lightning, make things go boom.
Weren't you guys doing things to stop magic? Would that count?
I don't think this is like that. I mean, I could try to just Kelliat will happily cast his dispel magic on the lighthouse.
I think that's worth a shot, absolutely. Because if it's a magical effect, maybe we can get rid of it. But if not, we might have to, physically break it.
Yeah. He sort of shakes his hands out. And he's like, "Oh, I haven't done this in so long."
I'm gonna cast guidance.
Yay!
Vinny, I'm gonna cast guidance again for Kelliat because that's my cantrip and I can do it.
Yeah, 100%.
Cool.
That's my cantrip, and I can do it. Nymtheria.
It's not bad reasoning. It's accurate reasoning.
It's accurate reasoning.
So yeah, I will cast it, and yeah, so he will sort of shake his hands out, and then do the verbal somatic potence, and just be like, "All right."
Yeah, it is a charisma roll for you. Then I need you to make a charisma roll, and you can add guidance to it.
I think while I see you cast magic, Nim, I look at you, and this moment comes to me, and I go, "So is it true that you keep all your magic in your horns?"
You said it's charisma? DC plus... Oh, it's a... The DC equals.
Guess what rumor I got, Jay?
So that's. Do I add my proficiency bonus or just my charisma?
Charisma. It's just charisma.
Okay, so that's 19 plus guidance is D4.
D4.
4.
23. Yeah, you watch as some of this does recede. Or better way to define it, it is not a receding so much as going away as it is condensing. What was all purple and a center of red has now become an outline of blue, the blue that it originally was, and the purple has condensed slower. And now the red is smaller and pulsating again a little more off key, a little bit quicker of a tempo than the other.
Oh, I wish the hot buff wizard was still here. I feel
I
like
never
that's
said
like
it was hot. I just said it was buff.
I mean, it's implied.
What?
It's implied.
Is he not hot?
Is he not hot?
That's an opinion from some other people. I heteronormative views of hotness is just anyways.
In your opinion, is he hot, Vinny?
I don't know. According to everybody in Fire he is, so I will assume so.
Awesome, hot and
Hot.
buff.
He's hot now. That doesn't matter.
I feel like Nim, you just look at me when I say that and I go, never mind, and I look back to just like.
Cool.
I can't do that again, but it looked like it worked.
Okay.
You did
Yeah.
good. You did really good.
You did, like, Balmore's gonna look over and be like, you did great. See, we don't have to attack things. Let's move away from the area. And Ruff is gonna walk over to Phelan and give Phelan a hug, and look over at Balmore with a little bit of anger.
I think I start straight up crying.
Oh no!
Oh, as Ruff hugs Phelan was so scared about being the wrong choice, but felt like if they didn't do something, the city was gonna die, and just starts crying.
As soon as you start crying, Ruff, in ironically Balmore's voice, you just hear like a little like mumble in your ear. You did well. You did the right thing.
Start crying more. I turn to all of you with ugly crying face and going, so what the fuck are you doing?
Kelliat's going to very carefully place his hands on Phelan's shoulders.
Pure panic attack at this point.
It's like, take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. We gotta get somewhere safe
Guidance.
as can be.
Did you cast guidance on my panic attack? I love you.
Guidance on getting out of the panic attack. It's like
this is
why don't we go?
This is real life at this point.
This is just real. I'm so sorry, guys.
Probably a survival check.
No,
Yeah,
this
I'd
is
say
the thing.
survival
This is
check.
great.
Yeah.
Okay, I will make a survival check. Don't joke with me. I will.
Do it.
I have +4 to survival.
Plus guidance.
That's a 5 on the dice for a total of 9.
I'm gonna say this
Plus guidance. Plus guidance.
And a 2,
Plus the
so that's
guidance.
11.
I would say this is probably a little bit above average normal pain attack in this moment, so I'm not sure an 11 does it. But you can always try again later.
Phelan, what you're gonna do is you're gonna follow me, and everything's gonna be chill, and we're just gonna go back to the monastery, and we're gonna wait this out and see what happens.
Erinea also looks really sick.
And Erinea is gonna come with us.
They are
We're
just
not leaving her
like
behind.
I have
Fine.
another cure wounds if you need it. Can cast that.
I just kind of like still holding on to Ruff a little bit and realizing I'm doing that. Like, oh, and yeah, Kelliat, I'll run after you as soon as you start going for sure.
So as you guys turn back towards the city while your discussion is going on, you turn back to hear so much stone cracking. You guys see what must be the rest of the tail dive that was this dragon leaping up and going headfirst into the palace. No qualms about its own potential damage. You watch as the entirety of the dragon disappears, as you just hear tunneling and ripping and stone cracking. You hear tumbling, you hear voices as people around in that area shout. But after a brief 20, 30 seconds. Brief. Very long 20, 30 seconds.
The longest 30 seconds
of our lives.
At the very least, if nothing else, you don't hear the dragon moving anymore.
How far are we from the palace at this point?
Few hundred feet. It'll take a bit, but you guys can get there.
I don't think we should go to the palace. There's probably a giant hole there and a dragon that probably won't like seeing us inside that hole, and we don't know what it's here for. It's up to you all, because Ruff is gonna follow you anyway. So, what would you decide?
As they have that like very anime moment of all of them like just sort of like wide-eyed, like what the fuck is happening? Kelliat's thinking of the fact that Princess Thob is underground somewhere as this dragon is tunneling and is starting to freak out a little bit. And he's like, huh? And he does the breathing thing to himself. And it's like, okay, we're gonna go back to the monastery and figure out what's gonna happen next. Someone there will know what to do. Someone more responsible than me will know what to do.
Monastery. And you'd say that out loud?
Yeah.
Yeah, Balmore's just gonna be like, all right, well, monastery. Ruff, what do you want? And Ruff is going to kind of look over at Balmore with that same angry look and just do this. So Balmore's gonna go, okay, tunnel with the dragon? It's like, and then points over to where the dragon came from.
That was our original plan. So I kind of look at Ruff and I go, investigate.
Like Ruff looks over and go, murder,
bad guy, controlling dragon.
Like just a nod, a big nod, like a huge neck-breaking nod.
Understood.
Okay. Looks to Aradea. You look, I'm not to be mean, I would never say that in a mean way, but like you look rough. And not in like a bird way, in like a rough way.
Ruff looks over at you like,
I was waiting for that.
Are you good to do this?
I'm fine. I'm totally fine. I've had the worst days. I'm fine.
I still have cure wounds.
I don't think cure wounds is going to help in this particular situation, Nim.
Probably not. Okay.
But it will help when we get our ass beat by whoever's in that cave, so hold on to that.
But I'm tapped on spells, just to put that out there.
What
you
if
need to rest.
we do
Yeah.
What if we rest and we come back to this? Or we go and look with our eyes and we don't engage with them, and then when we are done taking our little look-see, we go home, rest, tell everyone what we found, and then we bring people with bigger spell slots than us to go destroy whoever these people are.
Counterpoint, I would recommend we go rest now and then bring people back, because I have a feeling once we go in there, we're not coming out.
Well, we don't have to go in there. We could just see who maybe is coming out after their big evil plan came to fruition.
If we go beforehand, I have something that'll help us see inside the tunnel without us going inside. And he pulls out the seer projectile and like, I can see through this. I just need to get it in the tunnel.
Okay.
Just yeet it in the tunnel. Is that the plan?
No, I'm gonna put it on my crossbow and shoot it into the tunnel.
I love this idea. Phelan's still like covered in tears.
So let's find a place where we can hide close to the entrance of the tunnel where no one's gonna come out and get us. Do this and then get the hell out of here.
Agreed.
I also have something else that can help, I think. I reach into my bag and I pull out a map, and I like this piece of paper, and it's got these feathered ink markings that will fold out to a 2.3 map. And I twist it to the cardinal point to activate the folding of the map. It turns into a paper bird that looks like a hawk, and it can fly and map out what's in that cave, including creatures it sees.
Oh, then I would just put away the seer projectile and just be like, so.
Oh, I didn't mean to. I'm
That's
sorry.
still might be handy later, though, too.
No, I mean that.
Yeah.
I could use this at a different time.
Okay,
once
I just don't
want to
like totally step on your move.
Because also the bird
Better-
is visible as it flies in.
Oh
map
yeah,
is
yeah, it would
visible?
definitely be visible.
Okay.
I mean the projectile is also visible, but it doesn't like zoom around and stuff.
Yeah,
it's a straight shot.
I'm gonna say your move is better. I
Um,
think about it and I'm like, put it back.
Because you can still see if someone like if you shoot it in, you can still see a little bit before
It gets shot
someone
down.
sees it and gets rid of it. I don't want Phelan to lose her map because the dickhead that's hiding in this cave sees it and is like, well, no, thank you, goodbye.
Yeah.
We don't
also,
even know if it's a dickhead, though. Could be something else entirely.
also,
I don't know
Phelan
how you
has
would
more
describe
range.
something that does this.
Like Phelan has more range than I do, so I'm just gonna give it to you and let you shoot into the tunnel.
You want me to shoot the? Okay, sure.
Isn't that your job?
Isn't that what you're good at? Shooting things and people?
Okay.
Wow.
Balmore is like not on your side for anything right now. So, but he trusts you and your abilities.
I look at you with like that tear-stained face, and the look in my eyes is of, at this point, you don't have to fucking like me. As I get into my stance with the seer stone tied to my arrow, and I'm gonna shoot. Do you just need an attack roll?
Well, you guys are trying to do this all the way at the cavern, right? Like at the
Yeah, we need to get to the cavern.
We gotta get closer.
Yeah, we need to get to the
You
cavern.
can definitely do this. It's gonna just take a bit because you guys gotta get there. I'll let you guys even walk and kind of do a short rest because I'm assuming you guys aren't gonna be able to really do much else besides walk. And I'm going to give you guys a small monologue window of some things that are happening and going to happen from this day, no matter what. Take a short rest, get what you guys can back. This bitch just got all her spell slots.
The warlock is so happy.
I just saw the face
The warlock
of a
is
warlock.
so
Yeah,
happy.
I just saw the face of a warlock that got all their spells back. It was great. One, as you guys begin walking through, I say one, this entire thing, this day, the enthronement day, is going to have a new stain on its day on the calendar. It is going to be known as Rabid Day. While one fang is going to be known as Gleam Fang still, the other one is going to be known as the Rabid Fang, the red and purple one. As you guys walk through the city, it is not deserted. Some people could not run. There is damage all over the place, and you are seeing people acting how they can. Some people don't know how to act, but they are attempting cleanup. They are attempting to help one another. There is a lot of sorrow in the city as it happens. As you guys move, you do every once in a while hear a rumble underneath, which makes you assume it's the dragon moving. As that happens, after today, whatever you guys have for your next step, a few very specific things do happen. One, Alexandria is now the ruler of the city. She has to be, because neither of her parents made it. Thom was found covered by her father as all of the rubble collapsed around them. And in a moment of panic and sacrifice, he, being a changeling, changed his entire body on a molecular level. He turned himself to steel to form a cage to keep his daughter safe. Alva had a much less graceful death, but she is still spoken about in legend as the one who tried to protect everyone in the city. She was the first thing the dragon hit as the dragon went down. She pushed her daughter away with what magic she had, and Alex went down the entire flight of stairs, not knowing what happened. But she lived. They both live. It is a sad day for a lot of people in the city after today, but Alex and Thom survive. Most of the civilization survives. Whatever this thing was going for, people weren't the target. It didn't aim specifically for a bunker. It didn't try to scratch at people as they ran. It destroyed buildings. It made rubble appear. It went for other things. You heard rumors and seen in the faces of Megafaunaforged owners as they talk about they just bowed. They just stopped moving and bowed when this thing went by. All of them, every single rodent Faunaforged just stopped moving, froze in fear, and did nothing. Didn't run, didn't attack, it didn't move. And you hear the rallying cries of the Forge Breakers as they now have an example to set forth in the city of what could happen if you have blind faith. That is just some of the things that from this point forward, when we eventually do session 3, where you will have a 2-month time skip to tell me what you've been doing in this city or around this city. But for now, for today, what would you like to do with what time you have remaining in the day?
I think we make it to the cave, and I take the seer eye from Balmor. And I feel like Balmor, the look that Phelan gives you is, I don't know what I did to hurt you. All I did was what I thought was right. And I'm going to fire the seer eye into the cave. Thank you for the guidance. I super appreciate you.
I was like, what the heck did you say?
I was real scared for a moment. Guidance!
I thought you said itis, and I was like, itis?
Your Highness, what?
If you'll allow it, because I know that protection from evil and good is still a concentration. Would it be fair to say that I could still burn another spell slot with that rest to continue it, perhaps maybe with the help of my patron?
Sure. When you reach back into your mind to try to make this thing possible, how are you asking for it? Because this is a very odd use of this spell and ability and continuation of it.
Obviously, you and I know that things are a little bit strained between Aranea and her patron. And as strong as a person as Aranea is, I think at this particular time she would be pleading with her patron, like borderline begging, just to ensure that this connection is still there for this spell.
You get no response in return. But the power does continue. The spell does continue working. But there is not a response that feeds you one way or another about how she'd be feeling about this whole situation.
Okay.
But she does you a solid. Through that connection, I will say that you can feel this thing underground in some direction. And at some point, you just feel this thing totally out of range, like completely away from you. Whether that's down or having gone south again, or maybe it even went north, you don't know. But it left the main part of the city at some point through the underground tunnel that it made.
Okay.
Do you need an attack roll from me for the arrow?
No, I need a perception check, though, for what you see through it. We don't have to worry about exact accuracy, but as you... I will renote that these caverns, these tunnels, these caves, are like half miles. Like, they are huge because these are for transport, and they are basically like pilgrimage capable in their fact that they're also all water based. They're all rivers, so like you guys do have to like get on a boat or swim or do something to like get over to the edge of this cavern to shoot it over. and you'll be able to see through it. But understand that this isn't like a small cave someone's hiding in. It's like you're talking about a whole entrance that people ferry ships through all the time. So
You still want to do this, Balmore?
Is there an issue with your ability to shoot, or are you
No,
just
I
wanting
just want to
more?
make sure that you know that I want to make sure you feel okay with like going to retrieve it if you need to or anything like that, because this is a big cave.
No. Out of character, I get it back once I do a long rest.
Oh, cool. Thank you for telling me.
You're good.
Yeah, I just want to make.
yeah.
I didn't want to be like, okay, now go get it.
You talking stuff? Get your way.
Being a dick
You wanna
to me,
be a
go
bitch
be a
to me?
dick.
The full range. Let's go.
Unrelated to the game, someone did donate $50 to PCRF, so thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
I can't see who it is, but thank you.
That's amazing.
Much love.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I think, and it's perception for me or for Balmore,
For you.
because it was for me.
It's
Oh,
for
okay.
you. It's whoever fires it.
Okay, cool. I just want to make sure. I will go ahead and roll a perception check.
Or I mean that comes down to that obviously comes down to the DM, but it does say as you shoot this projectile, you merge your vision to it.
Is it
So
attuned? Is it an attuned item or no?
No.
Well, you
Then
could have
it's-
attuned to it while we walked.
Yeah, well, I'm asking because then the attuned person would most likely see through it, but if it's not attuned, that means whoever fires is just seeing.
Okay.
Well,
All
I
right,
made
I
sure
will
to
roll
not
my
get an attunement.
perception with the guidance from Mal.
Guidance.
So that is with guidance 17.
With a
Good job.
17, you do have dark vision. Why am
I do
making
have
this
dark
up? You're
vision, yeah.
sorry, Alpha. Yeah. You begin firing it through, and again, longbows have a range of 600 feet, so you're able to like get that sucker up high to allow you the most vision possible. And again, the benefit of this thing is that it is a single projectile that then lands, and it's not a disturbance, right? It's not, again, like the bird flying around. So
Not like the map burb that
Yeah.
will cause an issue. Yes.
a little bit. You are
Listen,
able
I'm
to-
a problem.
You are able to fire it up, and when you do, you see quite a bit. I think you have 120 foot. You have plenty of range with your dark vision. And there is also little bits of bioluminescence down these caverns because people need to travel through them. And as you do, the only thing that you see along the entire strip of what this arrow can reach, which we will say 600 feet, so for quite a bit, is that there is a single rowboat that is tied up probably about 400 feet away from where you guys are, down the end. That is the only thing there. And with the quick pass, you don't really see anything in it. And everything else, as far as I don't know if Phelan's actually traveled between them. I will say Aranea probably has, and maybe even Malkath is a little bit too to get here, because I think you were also underground or Underdark for some of your stuff as well. So you may have had to come through these. Any description that Phelan gives you guys just sounds ordinary. There is just some bioluminescence that lights the way a bit. It is fairly wide, so that way if there is a situation, two ships could get by each other. Normally it is just a one ship one way until they gotta like do a squeeze, but it's basically empty. The only thing that's noticeable from this quick vision down is this one rowboat.
I think as I explain this, and I just say, I think I found what he used to get in there, but just one rowboat. That's it. If we wanted to truly find him, we would have to go hundreds of feet, maybe more,
Well,
into that
also,
cave.
who knows how long this person's had to get, merge into the town, leave back down the tunnel. Like, this dragon could have been set here to wait for any amount of time.
Yeah.
And people might not have noticed it. So,
Oh, yeah. Thank you for letting us use that, Balmore. I'm
Yeah,
sorry I couldn't give you better news.
We're just gonna look at you and go, "You did what you did," and give you a thumbs up. And Ruff immediately slaps him in the back of the head. It's like,
I love
I'm
that
not-
Ruff has my back. Thank you.
Balmore is just gonna look at Ruff and just be like, "If you touch her again," and you see Ruff like cower a little bit away from him, and like thank you. And like he gives like a nod to her, and they understand that's not like a I hate you, hate blah blah blah. He's just trying to look out for her. And out of character, just so people don't think I'm just some douche being mean, like I have a specific bit of knowledge that Balmore is not going to share.
You
because
have
he's
a
very
rumor.
nervous.
You don't know if it's true.
If the rumor is true or not does not matter, because twins matter, and that's my sister, and
Yeah, I wouldn't know what that's like.
that is a well, I mean, based on the rumor, you wouldn't know what that's like.
All right. So everyone takes a little bit of vicious mockery damage from these burns.
Oh God!
You see, Phelan straight up just has another panic attack. No, I'm kidding.
So you 7 in this little rowboat made your way, or I don't know, maybe you guys swam in the water, but either way, you guys made your way over
Absolutely not.
to this. Okay, so you guys take a rowboat.
We
to
took
this
a rowboat.
entrance, and are able to peer into it. You don't find anything that's incriminating enough from this quick view. So unless you guys want to try to travel, I don't know if there's anything back in the city that you wish to do. I didn't expect to have a 4-hour session last time and a shorter one this time, but like I'm down to let you guys riff and make choices. But I don't have necessarily another thing planned unless you guys go back to the city and do something, or go down that tunnel and do something. So,
I think we need a long rest. First and
Yeah.
foremost.
I would say let's do a long rest, and like Balmore's gonna look back at the group and go, I think we go down the tunnel.
I think we go down the tunnel, but I'm sorry, guys. I gotta go check on
I'll go
everyone.
with you.
The monastery.
I want to
Yeah.
check to make sure people are
Also,
okay.
yeah, if you guys want a safe place to rest until we can leave and follow the trail, we can totally do that. But right now, I don't want to leave down this tunnel chasing after something if that person is in the city with the people that I care about.
I also agree. I want to check on Bessie. I don't know what's going on down there, but I have seen any destruction towards that area.
There is, from what you guys saw, there's definitely at least a little bit of destruction everywhere. But I would say with your quick pass through, you did not see any of the greenhouses destroyed.
I will go back to the monastery with Kelliat then, just to have the long rest and game plan. But before I do that, I am going to go over to Balmore and Ruff and kind of say, I wish I could have done more today. I know exactly what was going on in your heads, and I would have done more, but hopefully next time I can do more.
Balmore is just gonna give you a look and look at Ruff, and Ruff's just gonna tap her throat, and Balmore is gonna give a nod and just gonna look back and not even say anything, just give you a hug, and then like kind of you hear just like kind of purr like in the back of the throat as like a like you did well type hug, and Balmore is just gonna go, I agree, and just look over at the rest of the group.
Yeah, I think I would just go into the city to see if people were okay. I'm gonna go to Malkith in particular, and just say, you help me a lot, even though you don't know me that well, and I'm not really good with the whole people thing, but thank you. It means a lot.
Sorry, I didn't catch that. Who'd you say it to?
Malkith.
Mal. Nice.
Just trying to help as best
Not
I
ev-
can.
Not everyone wants to help, and I cannot help but look at Palmore while I say that.
As soon as you guys meet eyes, because he's been staring at you this entire time. When you look back at the group, you guys meet eyes. Then
The look is just hurt. It's hurt and confusion.
oh, his is just wonder. Like there's no like anger or anything. He's just looking at you. My bad. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go do you think? My bad.
So,
Malkath.
I think Malkath just flashed me a thumbs up, and that's what I got.
What I'm here for.
I was like,
I'm
a
helping.
solid thumbs up.
I'm helping.
Kelliat's gonna start herding, for the first time in a long time, sober people back to the monastery.
We are indeed very sober. Thank you, Kelliat.
He's like, I've never had to do it this way before. And it's like let's not be standing out in the middle of the open when there's a dragon about. Let's get somewhere out of the open, and we'll try to get everyone to the safest place he knows.
That's fair. You guys are able to get to the actualized monastery. The two groups that are there are very interesting. So, which ones you enjoy are up to you. There are the drunken monks that are definitely less drunk in this moment. They are dealing with major problems, and they are trying to help out best they can. That monastery is actually pretty empty, except for like the initiates, the novices, the very, very young ones, because the other ones are out in the city trying to actively do things right now. Whether or not it's insanely helpful what they're doing, but this has become a safe haven. The kids are just like handing out blankets and like basically the things that they use to sleep on, and be like, yeah, here's a roll. It's not comfy. And just like totally handing out things to people.
Oh no.
Yeah, Kelliat's gonna do a check to make sure that his specific gaggle of kids is fine, that no one's like fucked up.
You do find that at the very least, Ollie is not wearing your glasses that you gave him, and also has a black eye. Otherwise, everyone else is okay.
Can I cast Cure Wounds?
Yeah, Bud, what happened? Are you okay?
Oh, yeah. This person came up and said that those were their glasses, and that they got stolen during a party along with their jacket. And I said, "Nuh-uh, my best friend gave it to me." And then, we got into a tuffle, and I tried to show him what happens when you mess with anyone from the actualized monastery. But surprisingly, I got my ass handed to me.
Dude?
But now I got this cool battle scar. It points at the black eye that will fade in 2 days.
Oh, okay. So you're fine. You don't need medical assistance.
Oh, nah, we're tough here.
Oh, okay.
So fucking.
Kelliat will lean over to Nim and be like, anytime he gets any bruise or scrape, this is what happens.
Understood.
And Kelliat will like shadow box him a little bit and then move on to like help other people until we can sit and rest.
Sure. We can say you guys, unless there's anything else you guys want to do during this day, we can say you take a long rest. And honestly, if you take a long rest, you're going to wake up in the middle of the night. I will let you guys know that. Unless you're just sleeping through the next 12 hours.
What time is it right now?
It's like 4.
4 in the morning?
Afternoon.
Afternoon.
Oh, I think in that case, I would want to just help as many people as I could for the rest of the night. Like, just like checking in, you know. I think I would be tailing Aranea a little bit like a lost puppy. Just like as Aranea, who very clearly knows the residents of the Underdark, just following and trying to, like, if Aranea is like, I need this, like running and go getting it. Or like, you know, if anyone else in the party is the same way, like if Nim says, oh, I need like bandages, like I'm any excuse to kind of get away from people, breathe for a moment and then come back. That's basically what I'm doing until it's like time to trance.
Fair.
Yeah. Kelliat will ask Nim and Malkath if they want to like show them where like their like equivalent of like an infirmary setup is and like the stuff that they have, if they would like to assist in that way, and if not, we'll be like, here's a quiet place where you guys can sit.
Yeah, I'll definitely go to the infirmary. All I can do right now is spare the dying, so like not much help, but
that's
or just like, you know,
not
medicine check and gauze.
Not a bad
You're getting spared, bro.
I have
keep a lot of people from dying.
I still have my cure wounds. I have my herbalism kit right in here that I can utilize as well. so I can create a lot of medicine. I was gonna actually go back and get some more supplies from the greenhouse just to see what Bessie had on hand, make some more supplies if needed. So
you want a buddy?
I could use a buddy.
Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh yeah, no, I was just gonna say this is actually Balmore and Ruff's specialty. This is what they come from. Their Kinku group that they were with. I blanked on the name for a split second. Echoes of the Saviors. They all they did in this area was go around and find lost people by mimicking voices of loved ones and their names being called out. So they've been training for this their entire lives. So what they do is go. I would like for them to do is to go up to guards and ask if people are missing and ask for their names. And then Balmore, when they get the name, Balmore is going to say the name to Ruff, and then they split up and go around like mimic calling their names and trying to find lost people.
I think to kind of further help like Balmore and Ruff with that, Nea would be like obviously with like the permission of like the monastery, like set up a table so people can like check in that they're safe, or if they're looking for someone, kind of get like a small system going.
Cool. With this dread looming over the city for the moment, the confusion laying in the people themselves, you guys split up, and some of you just do what you've always done. Some of you do some newer things, but you're good at what these things are, and slowly are able to chip it away at the very least of the Grace Tide's anxiety. You can't do the whole city, but you can get your borough running enough that maybe that positivity and wellness can spread a little bit. So you guys begin helping each other and helping the people around you. You find some lost kids. You find some lost adults. There's like some old people who just aren't paying attention. You find an old couple that Nim saw earlier. Just they're carrying around this like glowing pant, being like, supposed to meet our niece around here for dinner at some point. And but the restaurant's not here anymore. It's so weird. How easily things just change in the city.
That hurts.
We had a reservation and now it's rubble. Oh my god!
I hope we can find their niece first of all.
Yeah,
it's
really,
still
though?
reserved.
Is their niece okay?
Your reservation is still here. It's just gonna take like 6 months to a year.
Yeah, a little bit of time.
Unfortunately, Rocks took your reservation, so until they're done, you can't be here.
So
only Rocks live here now.
VIPs, truly.
Slowly start helping people and get things back to like an okay and wellness spot. It's exhausting work. Like it's not the fight a battle, take a rest that some adventurers deal with. It's disaster care. And you guys are doing the best that you can in this moment to try to do what you can. Eventually it becomes nighttime. The city that does normally go pretty dark when it does hit does, except for that glowing fang. That rabid fang is glowing and pulsating a purple and red that is leaving an almost like a lunar eclipse aura around the area now. Just a light hue, where before, when it was nighttime, it was just the glow of the city itself because of all the bioluminescence. So now it is a very wary presence when the evening finally hits. But you guys are all also able to take a long rest if that's what you guys are planning on doing, and then be up in the morning.
Yeah.
Does anyone have a thing to do during the night, or can we just skip to next morning? And I'm just double checking because I just people might want moments. So,
I would say before Ruff and Balmore went to bed, they're just gonna like sit and sleep how they normally do, which is just like sitting and like near each other. And I do have the thing where like I could sleep together and cut the time in half, or do an 8 hours of sleep or regular sleep, correct?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say that Balmore tells Ruff to go to sleep. But before he goes to sleep, he looks at Ruff and goes, "I get it. You're mad at me. I'm sorry. You know I don't mean to be rude or disrespectful to our new friends. But what happened last time we had friends? Where are they now? More importantly, you know how I feel about Phelan. You know what we think she did or may have done. I will not lose you to anyone. And you just kind of hear Ruff rustle a little bit, and she doesn't even look at Balmore and lays her head on his shoulder. They're sitting in front of each other, and she lays her head forward onto his shoulder and turns it to the side. And she doesn't really say much, but she whispers something to him, and he goes, "I understand. They're our friends. We will protect them. But we must protect ourselves first." And then she goes to sleep, and he just sits and stares at a door that, if we're in a room.
I was gonna ask, are we in the room together, or are we?
It's up to you guys.
I was going to say that I'm actually trancing probably somewhere outside because I only need 4 hours. And while I'm sitting, I think I find a place just outside the monastery, away from a little of the rubble, maybe where there's some kind of tree. And as I lean against the tree, I just think of my sister and family back home. Think of Penelope and my parents, alive but trapped. And think how awful it feels that I feel that's a blessing compared to what happened to people tonight. And I trance with the thought of Penelope in my head.
Where is Balmore and Ruff sleeping? Just so I know.
I would say it would be close to where they found the last person they were looking for. So I would say for gameplay wise, I'd probably closer to the monastery, but found in a building.
Okay, so not in a communal area where we're all sleeping.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, Kelliat would open up, obviously they've laid out bedrolls and stuff for refugees to sleep in here at the monastery.
Right, that's what I figured.
Oh yeah, no. If that's the case, then yeah, Balmore and Ruff probably went back with the group and is in an open area.
If people wanted more privacy, Kelliat would put bedrolls down in his particular room, and that's fine.
Oh no, I would just be in a communal area then. I would say safety in numbers.
If that's the case, Balmore, at some point in the night, after you throughout the night, you see just this pair of red eyes, two ember coals, just staring at you from across the room.
That Balmore seeing that would I know it was? Would I know it's you?
I mean, there's enough context clues on his person.
You would immediately see Balmore as that's happening, because Ruff sleeps laid across his chest and head on his shoulder. You would see him look at Ruff and then look back at you and then reach for the whip that's on her back and just staring at you for as long as you're making eye contact.
Once I get a long rest, it's just watching Balmore and Ruff.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't need to sleep at that point, so we're just gonna be staring at each other.
Staring contest.
That's y'all's morning.
You see,
and he looks at me, and I look at him, and he looks at me.
That's fair.
You see Mal just pull the sickle that's from his belt and just put it on his lap.
I absolutely need that to be a Records of the Realms TikTok of just Malkith and Balmore.
Just forever. All right. Any more things between you two, or is the longing glances all done with now?
Longing glances.
I do want to ask.
Vinny's writing fan fiction over here.
What's up, Malcolm?
I want to ask: do I see anything following those two in this space as they're sleeping?
Oh.
Face. Tech that face.
Roll me a perception check.
Oh.
Rumors coming to
And,
light, guys.
honestly, Balmor, roll me a perception check too.
I got a 16.
Cool. Tight.
Perception check 18.
Oh.
Before dawn really comes, but sometime in the middle of the night, after you guys are done with your done with your sleeping and wake it up to have staring contests, you guys both keep eyes on each other, and there's not so much a flicker behind, like you don't see it anywhere against the wall, but both of you at the same time as you're looking at each other watch almost like a sheet, like a sheer sheet, come into existence and fade out of existence right between your eye contact.
I'm instantly gonna cast Eyes of the Grave.
I forget Eyes of the Graves, which that is. There's a lot of warlock. Not warlock.
Any undead within 60 feet, I see, unless they're protected by divination or total cover.
Do only you see it?
Yeah.
Cool.
And I know its location.
You watch as a boy is falling downwards, like falling off the side of a cliff, just going through space. For a brief moment, and it's gone.
What species is the boy? Is it Kenku?
I don't believe so. My brain doesn't remember this part. Nondescript in this moment.
Okay.
I will get you more details if I remember. I don't remember this specifically. There is one spot I can check, though, real quick. I've got everybody's stories. There's just a lot of stories. Y'all wrote a lot.
Then he literally was like, y'all, Darkness Art gave me the most messed up backstories I don't think you understand.
We really did, though.
We gave the most messed up backstories for these characters.
We delivered.
You said we were in the Underdark. Even though there was no obligation to make our backstories dark, we did it anyway.
We really, really leaned into that aspect.
There was not a specific lineage described here, so I will say we will figure. Well, that'll be a thing that I will figure out and give both of you at some point.
Okay.
But for you, Balmor, it's just a shroud in the moment that you watch fall away.
And would I be able to make out like shape or anything?
No, because it really feels like in this moment it is just a twisting sheer fabric that is going high to low.
Okay. Yeah, I would just like watch it fall to the ground and then immediately look back up at Malkith.
Who sees something slightly different in that moment. Cool.
Like, yeah.
All right, you guys do your staring contests. You guys have that really weird moment when you guys lock eyes. The rest of you, any other adventures for anyone else's evening? We had Phelan taking a few moments. Anything else from like Nim, Kelliat, Arnea?
Marinara.
Kelliat will do a quick round just to make sure like all of these guys are like settled if they're in the monastery. And then we'll check in on like his monastery friends. Like he's not letting people know like what involvement he had with any of it yet. He's just like, are you good? Like take a rest, sit down, and then we'll I think go up to like the top of the monastery to sort of like watch over like the courtyard and like everything, and then trance.
Trance buddies.
What is Kelliat's transpose?
Yeah, what is that?
That's a great question. I don't know if you've ever seen Bluey, but it's the pose that Bingo does when she's sleeping and she's like on the ground.
Oh God.
I love Bluey so much.
That's so cute. Phelan's trance
played out.
Phelan's trance is much less interesting. She's like back against his tree.
Yeah, no,
I'm misgendering my own character. They, them.
Yeah, he goes up at the top of the thing and like he sits there for a second and he just sort of like slowly lays down and then just like lays out. But he's like head is looking out over everything still. So
Nymtheria and Aranea?
Nim is exhausted. I think if I'm not mistaken, the original plan was Nim was going to check on Bessie, but we can do that.
Bessie's good.
Later.
You like easily are able to go there.
Bessie's
fine.
good. Excellent, wonderful. But Nim is exhausted. Nim is simply just going to like take like the biggest breath that you've ever seen, and she falls asleep, which is probably not the most sanitary. She knows, but she's just so goddamn exhausted. She falls asleep in the infirmary. Like she's just like, good night.
Super fair. Marinea?
Why?
This is just going to be the
That's not my
ongoing
name.
joke for the whole,
That's not my
whole
name.
campaign. The conversation that Balmore and Ruff had earlier, would any of us have heard of it?
If you're in the same room, I will allow you a perception check when you're sleeping. Or not sleeping, when you're in the room.
When I'm in the room? I'm gonna do a perception. It's a nat 20 for a 22.
Nice.
Are the twins trying to... Is Balmore and Ruff trying to be silent? Like, or secretive with this?
Ruff, I mean, yeah, not Ruff. Balmore was more just saying it to Ruff.
Mhm.
I don't know if he's trying to be secretive at all.
All right. What's
I
your
don't think so.
passive stealth? What is your stealth skill plus 10?
18.
Thank you. Then I'm going to say, you are still able to overhear this. Barely, but you're able to get enough of the pieces. Also, you see the weird eye contact between these two. At some point, they're just staring
weird eye
deeply.
contact. I'll just say that Naya was asleep for that part.
Fine, you see it in your dreams. Either way, it's haunting your soul.
You cannot escape it according
You're
to
gonna see
Amy.
this stare.
You get a nat 20 perception. You have to see it.
I have to see it even in my sleep. I think upon hearing Balmore and Ruff kind of have the conversation that they're having, Naya, even though she's completely exhausted and probably laying in a bed, would kind of sit up and look at Balmore. I know that we're not particularly good friends, but we run in the same circles. Are you also mad at Malkith and I for helping with the arrow?
Balmore, at this point, I would say Ruff is probably asleep. So you hear like a loud whisper. Like, it's not what you did. It's who did it.
Naya kind of nods. You know, I think all of us have heard things about each other. And just food for thought. We're not the things that people have heard about us. And nor are we the things that people think that they know about us. So try to be kinder. I am friends with Phelan, and we've all been through a lot. We've all made deals. As I'm kind of like given a particular stare to Balmore. Some of us are just better at hiding it.
Balmore gives a look and immediately places his hand like over his neck and just kind of like rubs it. Not all of us made deals. some things were forced. And he puts his hand back on Ruff's head and goes, the anger that I have has nothing to do with just rumors. It's protection. And then in a voice you haven't heard before, he just kind of he looks over back towards Malketh. I will protect what I need. I will protect what I love. And just goes back to staring at Malketh.
Neo. Neo would probably just add one last thing to this. And just like her face just drops to a much more solemn, like she's trying to remember something. Belmore, keep your sister close. Keep her in your thoughts. Because I can promise you, it is much worse not knowing and not being able to remember and hold on to that anger. And Nea just kind of like rolls back onto the bed and just kind of like tries to go back to sleep.
Yeah, just gives a nod. He kind of glances over and gives like a low nod and what sounds like the tiniest of dragon roars, and then goes back to just like rubbing the back of Ruff.
As you all settle in, and then eventually wake up to another day of probably some more hard work to do for this city. You begin to hear the whispers on the wind. The royal family's dead. The queen is dead. The kids are dead? No, they saw the kids. The father? And slowly the rumors spread. There's no one to protect us? What are we going to do? And the rumors begin to slowly spread throughout the city. While there are glimmers of hope, there's also these shadows that are formed from this situation that could encompass the city, could encompass the rest of the Underdark down here. But that is not a story for this evening. We will continue that on after a 2-month time skip, starting on session 3. And also, you may all level up to level 4.
Yeah!
4?
Number 3! Level 4 or 3?
4? Oh, that's a wrap. Y'all are gonna.
Oh!
He's throwing some shit our way, y'all. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah,
I need you to know right now.
We're so screwed.
You thought the whole time Ruff was like trickery and crazy. Oh my god, level 4.
Phelan loves Ruff. and yeah, things I can't reveal.
Let's close out, and then we can have some after talk. All right, guys, thank you for coming. We super appreciate that. We appreciate having you here. Thank you for the support you're throwing our way. We appreciate you talking and chatting in our little sidebar over here. We would love for you to come over to the Discord and chat with us over there as well, because we got so many things going on. We have, I think, 2 more games this month or this week, and we got 9 more games this month. It is a busy month for us. Again, if you want to get our gear to help support the queers, please go ahead and head over to our merch. But we'd much rather if you donate to the PCRF. You can use our link or do it another way. We'd really just love to get the aid and help out over to them. But the bonuses that have slowly accumulated, we are now going to end up doing at least one merch giveaway. We've added more advantages for the cast and more disadvantages for the me. So it's a lot of fun for everybody involved. It's definitely going to work out great. I can't wait. But please come check us out. Check out this wonderful cast and all of their wonderful links that if you don't find them here, you can just come bug us on the Discord and we'll give them to you there. We will see you, I believe next Sunday is still a go. Next Sunday is still a go. Yeah, we'll see you soon for more adventures. And hopefully we can hang out with y'all soon. Have a good evening. We're going to send you off to whatever one of our friends is awake right now. But otherwise that, have a good night.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Happy Pride. Happy Pride.